All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the No Name Wrestling Podcast. New year 2026. Man, we made it to another year. Happy New Year. Happy late New Year to everybody. Hope you guys had a good Christmas, a good New Year. Today, as you can see, not everybody's on the pod today. We're missing some individuals. G just had a baby, so he'll be gone
Congrats, G.
probably. G probably will be out for a little bit. Probably be back like Royal Rumble or after Royal Rumble because he just had his son, I think, like 2 days ago. So, congrats to G, new father. Nate is taking some time off due to some, like mental health problem, like mental health stuff for like social media and everything, taking a little break. And then Jay, I think, is also busy as well. And Lynn had a little emergency today, so he wasn't able to make it last minute, so he had to cancel. But it's all good. Hopefully, we get everybody back on the pod. It's been a while. I got to go back and look and see the last time we had everybody on the pod together. It's been a while into that, so I'm trying to make this year more collective where everybody on the podcast can be here at the same time, man. So I'm gonna do my best to try to make that happen. But as always, we got some guests filling in, Ryan and Josiah, who have been here before, so they don't need no introduction. If you've been watching the podcast, you're already familiar with them. Today, we're going to be doing something that we haven't done on the pod before. We're going to be doing a little episode called Fair or Unfair. So basically, how that's going to go, everybody is going to go around naming topics. We're basically going to talk about whether we think they deserve fair or unfair criticism. There's certain things that the IWC loves to criticize that we all feel isn't really that bad, or maybe there are some things that are justifiable that get criticized, And I feel like we have to start normalizing criticizing things a little bit more, no matter what type of content you do, because everybody is going to have opinions about everything. It's not just wrestling. If you watch people who make movie content, not everybody's going to like the same movies. Josiah makes content about cartoons. He probably has some cartoon takes that not everybody agrees with, but his preference is his preference. You know what I mean? So everybody's gonna like different things. So today, I kind of want to bring something different to the table with that, just to see people's opinions of how they feel about certain things. And we don't know any of the topics that people have written down, so I don't know what everybody else is going to throw out there, and their topics may be different. It could be a past or a present topic. So we're gonna dive into that. I do want to shout out. Somebody said thank you, Tanahashi. Shout out to Hiroshi Tanahashi, who just retired last night at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
One of the greatest professional wrestlers to never step foot in WWE. So if you're only a WWE fan and you never watched New Japan or you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend. Highly recommend you go check out some Tanahashi stuff from New Japan. His later stuff as he got older. The body wasn't really there anymore. His body started to give out on him, but the peak Tanahashi days, definitely recommend you guys go check out some stuff with Tanahashi, especially like Tanahashi and Omega, Naito. There's many matches you can go back and watch from New Japan Pro Wrestling. But definitely shout out to Tanahashi. Hell of a career. Fellas, 2026. How are we feeling going into the new year with wrestling? Are you guys excited? Hopefully you want certain things to be better, or are you kind of still feeling the same from last year?
Well,
They've given
organically,
me
you get
no
that new.
reason.
Go ahead, Mo.
Okay. I was just gonna say they've given me no reason to get excited about 2026.
I'm not talking about WWE. I'm not talking about wrestling in general.
Wrestling. I mean, same thing. I just feel like there's nothing that I'm looking at right now that I'm super invested in. Like MJF as AEW World Champion again, cool. But I'm sleep on MJF. I feel like his character's kind of stale. That's just me. I feel like it's been the same thing for the last how long has AEW been around? 7 years. Like, man, WWE in 2025 was one of the most boring years I've watched in a long ass time. There's really nothing for me.
I will say though, the SmackDown that I saw this past Friday wasn't really that bad. So at least from what I saw, so maybe that's a step in the right direction. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they got a lot of these NXT call ups, right, that are starting to make their rounds on SmackDown, which is only on SmackDown specific. I don't know why they don't do it for Raw, but I mean, I guess I kind of know the reason why. But like, yeah, I mean, as far as like SmackDown goes, I hope that that's going to be a way better show than it has been in 2025. So
Yeah, I was gonna say organically optimistic, just based off, Rumble season is kind of like a new season, a new facelift of WWE. December always historically has been kind of a boring year, but to Mo's point,
Yeah.
they're not coming off of the vibes or the momentum that they had in 22, 23, 24, right? It seems like they plateaued a little bit. Were they just a little complacent, or are they kind of holding out here until once they're kind of past the Cenaverse, past a bunch of stuff they want to do, and now they have like a new wave of guys coming in too. To Jai's point, SmackDown left me a little optimistic, even though it could but just be a little makeup or whatever, a little deodorant to cover up the stank. But we'll see how they roll with that momentum that they kind of have in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of well, I don't know. I think my preference of wrestling has always been a little bit different. I've never had a period in my life where I was like, I don't know, tired of watching or like needed a mental break from watching wrestling. It's just like something I've always just like knew I enjoyed. Now I always understood though too that like I'm not gonna like everything that is presented on my TV either. So there's gonna be some shit that they do that I'm not gonna like, but you know, it's gonna.
There was never a point in time where like you just never just watch like to just stop watching wrestling.
Nah, never, bro. Never been that guy. Like,
I think it's part of your life, you know. What I
I
mean?
was one of those guys who was like, I mean, like 2018, 2019, I wasn't watching like Raw and SmackDown like every week, but I still watched all the pay-per-views. I still kept up with it. Like I have to know what's happening. Like I've never been one of those people that's been like tapped out where it's like I'm transitioning away from it. I don't know who's who. Like I have to be tapped in with it. Like I have to know who's who's in the stories, what's going on. The same with AEW. Like I stopped watching AEW weekly for a little bit, but still kept up with it. Like I have to know what's going on and tapped in. I've never been that person. I've never been like, I'm gonna stop watching. Like that's just never been my thing with wrestling. You know, it's like for me, like I don't think I can live without it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I like it's something that I need in my life. Like
it's a part of your DNA. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like I've never felt like that. I don't know how people feel that way. I can't relate to that. I'm not gonna lie. I've never felt like, even when because I like WWE has good years and bad years, right? So like they'll have some periods where it's like you get some really good years, and then of course when they give you a bad year, it disappoints you. It's like, man, last year was so good. Like, how did you fall off? You know what I mean? Like, or you know, certain superstars that get fumbled. So I mean, of course that stuff happens, and it got very bad towards that like 2010s, early 2020s era, where it was just like. If it kind of felt they were purposely like doing things to make us mad. That's how I kind of felt to it. Where it was like, how are you sitting down and creative and making these decisions and thinking like that's really a good idea? Like I just,
you know what I find funny though? Like no matter how bad we may find the product, is just specifically WWE or even AEW, like whatever wrestling company. But like I feel like no matter how bad we find a product, or like no matter how like, you know, we're unhappy with the product. I know just for me, I don't know for y'all, but if a wrestling show comes to my city, I'm still gonna go to it. So it's like if Raw or SmackDown come to Sacramento, I'm still gonna go to I'm still gonna go to Raw and SmackDown. Yeah. Like I just can't pass up an opportunity to go to Raw and SmackDown. No matter how bad the show is, I have to go. I just find that to be interesting.
It's like I don't know, man. It's the bug effect that they got on us. You know, like once you become a fan, like a real diehard fan, it's I don't know. I feel like it's the same with like movies and stuff too. You know what I mean? Like if you're a fan, especially during that peak of like MCU, like when the first Black Panther came out of the Avengers, like I saw all those in theaters. Like I'm not missing like I'm not waiting for that to come out. Like I'm gonna go see that.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna go see that the day it comes out, like in theaters. Like I will be there. Like it's one of those type of things where like I have to see it. You know what I mean? So I kind of look at wrestling as like a TV show. Like, have you guys ever just stopped watching a TV show because they had like one bad season? Like if they had one bad season, you're like, yeah, I can't watch the show no more. Just based off that one bad season. Even let's say like the first 3 seasons were really good, and then the 4th season just terrible. But there's gonna
because I think this goes into my previous point. It's like you'll continue to watch the season to see if it'll get better. That I think that's what it is. Like you wouldn't stop watching it. You'd like see, okay, the beginning of this season sucks, but like maybe they'll surprise me like in like a new episode or next week they'll surprise me.
Yeah, it's like
that's how I felt with,
I think it was that too.
That's how I felt with 2019. I kept watching. I was like, okay. Like there was always like different turns in 2019. I was like, okay, it could get better here, and then it did. And I was like, okay, it could get better here, then it didn't.
Yeah, that's one of the things that WWE. That's one thing WWE would always do to keep our hopes up. You know what I mean? Like they would say certain things in promos, like we're gonna make it better, and then they get your hopes. That's how they keep you in. You know, keep you a little
carrot here and there, dangle carrot.
It's kind of like the Walking Dead for me. Like a lot of people gave up on the Walking Dead after certain seasons because it went on so long. But for me, I watched the whole thing, bro. Like I'm already invested into this, bro. I'm not gonna stop watching just because they continue to drag it out or the last season wasn't as good. Like I've already invested the first 6 seasons, you know, into this. So I'm already locked into it. So I'm gonna finish the show. Do you think WWE should have an off season? I don't see how they could though. I don't see how they could have an off season. That's the
I
thing.
don't know how you work that in. Yeah.
Off season for certain guys, maybe, but yeah, there should always be something continuing.
Maybe just have like just nothing but live events and like no Raw and SmackDown for like a good like couple months. Just have number like live events.
See,
That's the only thing I
I don't know how that would work though, because you have to think they've been doing what? They've been doing Raw every year, every week since '93, and then they've been doing SmackDown since '99 every week. So it's like for them to like take that away, I don't know, bro. I don't.
Maybe-
That'd feel weird.
Maybe they dormant the tag division for 3 months. Maybe they dormant the women's division for 3 months. Maybe they dormant the.
I think you could do that with certain superstars, though. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen that with like Lesnar, Roman, Cena over the like certain people who come in and out. But it's like you have to get to a certain level to be able to do that, though. You know what I mean? Like you have to be a certain superstar where it's like when that person comes back, that person's gonna be an attraction and it's gonna matter, and you know what I mean. Like not everybody can do that. Like if respectfully, I mean this respectfully, but it's like if the Miz were to take time off and come back, it's gonna be like
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Who's
you
left?
left. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh, I didn't know you weren't there. But it's like when Roman comes back, it's like, oh, it's Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Like,
It's kind of his gimmick now, though.
yeah, it's kind of the gimmick,
Yeah.
and it goes for anybody. Like if CM Punk were to take time off, he were to come back, that would be felt. You know what I mean? Like, oh, CM Punk is back. You know what I mean? But it's like, if like respectfully, if somebody
Miz.
like Miz, if Sheamus respectfully, like if he were to take some time off, it'd kind of be like, oh, okay. Maybe you didn't recognize the person was gone for a little bit or something. So not everybody can get away with that either, though. So, and there are certain people that you do. I feel like there's certain people you do need. Like you can't just have every top star take time off like that. Like imagine if Cody, Roman, and CM Punk and Seth Rollins all were part times. You know what I mean? Like they all just came and gone whenever they went. You know what I mean? Like, then who's going to be the top guy then at this point? Like you're gonna have that many.
You're not kind of a champion or something like that.
Yeah, like remember when Raw was the U.S. title? Like when it was Seth and Lashley and Theory fighting for it because Roman was the champion and they had to have Theory cash in on the mid card title because you know what I mean? Like you don't want that, bro. That's not good. Like you can't have that.
I saw that Chamber match was they had Gargano, it had Seth, it had two of us. I know
Montez
Theory
Ford
was in
and-
that, Montez Ford.
That was a good ass chamber though.
That was a
It
great.
was.
great
No,
chamber.
that was a good
That was a good
chamber.
ass chamber to be fair.
Wasn't Bronson reading that shit too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed, I think, yeah, Bronson. I think Damian Priest before he.
And I think
became-
Montez eliminated Bronson Reed to like a crazy ass pop. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a good ass chamber too, man. That was a good ass chamber. All right, let's go around and see what you guys have. I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna go last just because let's see what kind of topic you want to throw out there first.
Oh,
Now, to be fair, when you name this, it doesn't have to be something that maybe you agree with. Like this is just the topic you want to discuss. Like, hey, you think this deserves fair or unfair criticism? Like what y'all think? And if there's a rebuttal, don't be afraid to hold back. If there's something that I really want to debate, feel free to say something. So
First one I want to talk about because I was just randomly rewatching the show one day, and for a while, a lot of people it's always gotten this like bad rep as like a bad WrestleMania, and I was watching it, and yeah, the main event doesn't really hit like it should have, but the overall show to me wasn't that bad. So to me, I think WrestleMania 25 gets kind of an unfair rep. So I just want to see what you guys think.
25. I kind of agree a little bit. I feel for some reason I never understood why people don't like Jeff and Matt Hardy at that WrestleMania. Like some people said that match wasn't good.
I don't think any. If I can remember correctly, like that was a WrestleMania where like it was Cena, Edge, and Big Show for the world title.
Right.
And that was
that was good.
Taker and that was the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
right? Like
Top WrestleMania match of all time.
I don't feel as though like I can't think of like a bad or like a low point of that WrestleMania. If I could look at the card real quick, I don't think I.
There's some
like
low points.
bad.
There's some low
Yeah,
points.
like the Divas Battle Royal and then the main event. That was
Well,
it
the
for me.
Divas
That
era
was kinda-
just sucks. Period. So I mean,
Yeah,
I would
Here
say,
we go.
I mean, you look at the Money in the Bank ladder match was cool. CM Punk winning again, like the ladder match was cool. I even thought, Jericho versus the Legends. Once Jimmy,
That was fun.
That was fun.
once
That
it was
fun.
Ricky Steamboat, with the first two guys, but once Ricky Steamboat got in there, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Jeff and Matt, I thought was really fun to watch.
yeah.
Taker and Sean is Taker.
the
and
Money in the
Sean.
Bank, a match. Oh yeah, That's when that's
That was
the one
good.
that
That was
CM
really
Punk did.
good.
I feel like
Way better than I remembered.
but I do feel like what really hurts that Mania is just the main event didn't live up to the expectations. I think that's
Because
what
the-
kind of
it
puts it
didn't-
out there.
feud. That feud was a
Top tier feud.
Hellraiser feud,
Yo,
and then
that
they
feud was
have
amazing.
if you have a DQ, Randy Orton's disqualified. Like it killed the buzz totally of that
Immediately.
match.
Yeah,
you know what-
it
you know
should have had a stipulation.
When I look at it and thinking about what you guys read about the card, like the Hardy match, it was better at Backlash. The triple threat with Cena and the Big Show, they've had better matches with Edge and Cena, Big Show and Cena. So that was a little bit disappointing. It's just the stigma around each match. There was always a better version of each match, perhaps. And the Money in the Bank, it was the 4th or 5th time that they've done it in a row at a WrestleMania. So maybe it was a little stale, not stale in a way, but from a freshness standpoint, maybe we just weren't fresh enough around this time point with the stories and the matches at WrestleMania 25 is probably
Or
the stigma
maybe-
on it.
That's
But I
what
agree
we're
with your
looking
point, Mo.
Or maybe, and like I saw it in the comment section, like maybe like, you know, after Undertaker and Shawn Michaels happened, like how do you
Crowd
top
was
that?
dead.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like how do you top what Taker and Shawn just did? Like that
I
was
saw
like
an interview. I forgot who it was, but like Cena was backstage. Like, how the fuck do we top that?
Right?
you know what I'm
Literally
saying?
him
Like
saying,
I feel like the thing though, the mentality has to be different because there's probably not a way you can top it, but you could still perform and have a good match. If you look at Taker and Triple H at WrestleMania 28, like that stole the show, but Rock and Cena still were able to put on a good main event. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, they probably weren't going to top that match, but the main event still delivered though. You know what I mean? So I feel like Orton and Triple H, I just feel like they not putting a stipulation to that, especially with that feud, kind of really hurt that in a way. Because I mean, if you look at that build, that might be like the best build we've ever had to a title match going into Mania, where it's
You had
like
to punt on Vince.
It's
Randy
up
Orton
there.
was terrorizing everybody, bro, and you were like, bro, I can't wait to see this. And then like after the match, you're just like, that's it.
And they announced it right before the match too, so they killed the crowd with it as well. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that this show's looked back upon differently if HBK and Taker main event, even though they really shouldn't have if you look at the feuds heading in?
Triple H and Randy Orton had the best
No.
story, so they should.
Yeah, they should have
I
made
agree.
it. Triple H and Orton.
I just feel like if Triple H and Randy
And I
had
agree.
a main event, this Mania would be more respected. I think it would be
For
more
sure.
well received. It's just that main event, bro. It didn't live up. I mean, and realistically, nobody knew Taker and Shawn were gonna have that type of match. You know what I mean? Like you knew the match was gonna be good, but like if you would have said, "Hey, that's gonna be in the conversation to be the greatest WrestleMania match ever," I mean, nobody really was looking at it that way. I don't look at it as like a Rock and Hogan situation where it's like that's the match that should have made a minute because that's the biggest match on the show. You know what I mean? Like you have the two biggest stars on the show with the biggest story. With the WWE Championship match, Triple H and Randy Orton had the best story going into that WrestleMania. Taker and Shawn had a good story. It wasn't more intriguing than like going into that Mania. I was way more interested in Randy Orton and Triple H, you know, going into that WrestleMania. But still, like Taker and Shawn was something I was interested in. But I didn't expect them to have the match that they did. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody could have been like, oh, they're gonna have the greatest WrestleMania match ever. I mean, I don't think anybody really knew that at that time. So. But that's a good question. I would say unfair. My answer would be unfair criticism. I think it's a little unfair. I think that
also to the main event. Was the main event like I haven't like checked it out like in a long time. For what I can remember, like was the main event for 25 was it like really like that bad?
It was
Or,
just
like,
dull.
was it?
It was
It was
really
disappointing.
bland.
disappointing.
Disappointing. Yeah, that's the right word for it.
Spiceless. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, considering how intense that feud was, to have that flat of an ending to it is kind of like, and on top of Triple H winning, like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
And I guess they didn't want to have the bad guy in WrestleMania with the title, I guess. But
Oh, that's too far, but they can do it at WrestleMania 2000 when Rock clearly should have won. Salute.
yeah, that's a good point. Josiah, what's one you want to throw out there?
Let's see which one I start with. Well, yeah. So I think that the specifically the women superstars, right, in professional wrestling, the Hogan allegations for certain women, I think that, like, you know, when it comes to, especially when I be hearing it from somebody like Becky Lynch, like if it like Becky Lynch should be the last women superstar to be called a Hogan, because if you really think about it, like Hulk Hogan is not giving somebody on the level of Maxine Dupree a win over him. Like let's go and let's keep it real. So it's like I think the Hogan allegation for like for certain women and men, but it's majority on the women, gets that's like an unfair rap when like your favorite loses to this top superstar, and then it's like, well, that doesn't hurt that person. Like that person didn't get buried. So I think that's one that gets unfair criticism.
Yeah, I feel like that gets unfair too. Go ahead, Mo.
The word Hogan for me on Twitter is an automatic mute. As soon as I see that bullshit in your tweet, I'm muting you. Because to put the label, and I don't mean to disrespect the dead, but to put the label Hogan on a wrestler in 2025, considering that man was the master politician, that man literally in his WCW contract got the fucking merch, a piece of the merch sales for everybody on the roster.
That's so fucking crazy.
That is a reach from hell to try to put on somebody. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
I just don't like. It's so sickening and disgusting and annoying now to see people literally beg and plead for somebody to get a major push or be solidified as a superstar, and then when they get there, then it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Every top star you could think of, even your favorites that you're going to name, all get solidified by being constantly put in the main event scene or steady in that role where they feel relevant enough to the show. You know what I mean? There are people who will literally complain if Rhea Ripley won the world title tomorrow, but these are the same people who are begging Randy Orton to win another world title, and he's got 14 of those things.
Yeah,
like 2 people ahead of Randy Orton have had more world titles than Randy Orton. So what does he need another world title for? You know what I mean? Like, you want Randy to become world champion either based off nostalgia or because he's your favorite, but you would rather not have somebody else like a Rhea Ripley win the title for like the 3rd time. That's too much.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like
Exactly.
It's a pick and choose situation for many people. It's like you wanted somebody to get in that spot, despite of how they were booked afterwards or whatever the case may be. Once you get put in that spot, WWE is gonna see the value in that superstar, so they're obviously gonna remain in that spot for a reason. I don't understand this new modern thing, and maybe it was around back in the day when the IWC wasn't around and you didn't really have social media popping like it is today. So maybe people just didn't see it throughout social media as much. But like the Hogan allegations are ridiculous. They even call Sami Zayn Hogan, and he hasn't even won a world
That's
title.
crazy. Yeah.
He has no world title on his resume. And he's Hogan somehow.
They got people like Io Sky Hogan. It's like, dude, like, why? How? Like, she wasn't even booked for like months when she was world champion. Like, she was like on TV when she was world champion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's terrible because like it always happens when somebody's fave doesn't win something. It always happens when it's like that. So and it's mainly on Twitter. That's why that's where it comes up. But it's like it's not just on Twitter; it's on like other social media outlets. But like that's where like I mainly see it, and it's like, dude,
it's ridiculous, bro.
The people that you're calling Hogan, like for example, like I saw somebody say Bailey, like, dude, Bailey, really, like Bailey, really, like for the past like few years, Bailey hasn't won anything. Like, come on, dude, like let's be honest. And I love Bailey, but let's get serious.
That's bro. I saw people call Sami Zayn Hogan. He has no world titles on his resume. How is he Hogan-esque when he hasn't even been able to win a world title? What are we talking about here? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Don't let Sami win the Rumble. Oh, it's gonna be at all. It's gonna be at all time high.
God, yeah,
it's gonna be at all time high.
Ryan, what about you? Put your 2 cents.
All right, I'll roll out the first one being NXT 2.0 being awful and killing the NXT brand. I understand it was not at the level at a Black and Gold, but in retrospect, I feel that the 2.0 was a really good reset for the future, and we're kind of reaping the rewards now. So back in the day, all the pushback and the ill will towards the 2.0 and the colorful Nickelodeon rainbow stuff, I can separate them. I just don't mesh them together. I just look at it at 2 different eras, even though there's some bleed over to it from the Black and Gold. Like, I just leave Black and Gold on its own island. But the goal of NXT is to generate stars. And we're kind of seeing that now with like the Mellows, the Breakers, the Tricks even coming up, the Tiffany's. People like that have main event or will main event WrestleMania or whatever. And then when Black and Gold were kind of giving us like Ricochet types, Black types, stuff like that, or guys that didn't even get out of Black and Gold, like Gargano and Ciampa, who didn't get out until way later, or guys like the Undisputed Era, that it was just pretty much Black and Gold was, in my eyes, it was great, but it was a dry run for Triple H as a head booker, where 2.0 is like a dry run for the wrestlers to be main eventers. So I guess that my point is that switch over in 2021, wherever it was in the fall, was in retrospect necessary, and kind of, I don't think it gets enough fond memories either. I don't think it gets looked back at doing its job. Let's put it that way. That's my first hot take, or whatever, how you want to agree, or unpopular opinion, or whatever. So that's it.
I think 2.0 wasn't as bad as some people make it out to be. I do agree with that because I kept watching NXT through that time frame. So it was definitely a little reset, when they introduced Carmelo and Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller, Von Wagner, and like all these people that, that weren't really on 2.0. I mean, on Black and Gold per se. So I definitely understand that perspective of it got changed, and then we heard of the rumors like Vince was the one in charge and everything. So we're like, oh my god, he's about to kill NXT.
It's overlooking it.
Yeah, like so we all had that fear. But 2.0, I don't think was that bad. Obviously, Black and Gold was a different type of peak, so that probably will never be duplicated again. I mean, it would be really freaking hard for WWE to really freaking get back there again. But 2.0, I think, deserved its purpose of a little respect, because there were some superstars there that obviously shine, like Melo and Braun and some other superstars, that were able to really shine and succeed very well there. So I think 2.0 gets a little unfair criticism.
Yeah, I'm not comparing it. It is a little bit in its own way, apples and oranges compared to the Black and Gold. But the job of NXT is to generate stars for the future. That's how it's looked at. And
Right.
2.0 has just done a better job at that. So I guess in retrospect, it was a good reset. So that's kind of how I look at it.
I mean,
Even if I
I
prefer
can't-
Black and Gold, yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Even if I prefer Black and Gold as like a product, but yeah, go ahead. Mark.
but I say like I didn't think that NXT really needed to have like just like a reset. Like they could have introduced all these new superstars under the Black and Gold umbrella. Like I think just revamping NXT altogether, I think that's like something that just wasn't needed, right? Because like we already knew that NXT was a brand for that to be set up for the future. We already knew NXT was like a developmental brand. So like adding in all these new superstars like a Braun Breaker, like a Carmelo Hayes, et cetera, et cetera. I think that would have just added to how great Black and Gold was. And then moving forward, they could have did something a little different, but like just changing the whole identity of NXT to make it seem like it's like a Raw or SmackDown in a way. It's like, no, that's not what it was supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be like its own like indie, like quote unquote indie, little brand. So I mean, honestly, I really think 2.0 was what needed to begin with. So I don't really think it's good or bad. It just wasn't really needed.
No.
Yeah, I see both sides. Now, me personally, I can't really speak to like the what's it called, the quality of the show, because I when I saw the 2.0, I was kind of just like, yeah, I don't think I really want to watch this, so I didn't. But I kind of kept up with the product. But I do agree with Ryan's premise, like the idea that they wanted to switch it over from this. It was basically what NXT Black and Gold became, was a super indie. And they kind of transitioned it into, okay, like we really want to make this our developmental. So I can respect the idea of it, but it was like the way they went about it in such a sudden way. It was like you're alienating a lot of the people some people were like just watching WWE for NXT.
Right.
And like at the time they were like phasing some people out from NXT that people like Samoa Joe. Like they just, for no reason, just got rid of Joe again and kind of just alienated those fans. So I see both sides of it. I think in the long run, it's been a good thing. I think it's really become a developmental and people can look at it as that. So that's good. But at the same time, I agree with Saya. They could have brought those people in and worked with the guys that were already there as well.
Yeah. All right. So first one I'll throw out there, fair or unfair criticism. Randy Orton's booking since coming back from his injury. So we're talking 2023 until now. So some people don't like the fact that he's been losing a lot of matches on PLEs or he hasn't been presented as much. He took a big hiatus for a little bit at the end of the year. He just came back. Some people feel like his booking is being disrespected by Triple H. So what do you guys think, man? Do you think he could be in a better position, or do you feel like Randy's kind of a legend at this point where it's kind of like you can really kind of fit him anywhere, no matter where you put him, he's still going to be the same guy?
I'll put it like this: if CM Punk can be the world champion, I think Randy Orton can. I mean, like if like everybody's okay with CM Punk being like the top superstar Monday Night Raw, Randy Orton could definitely have the world championship and be like a top superstar on SmackDown or something like that. Like, so like if people are like criticizing him in that regard, take a look at Monday Night Raw. Like look who your top superstar is. Like, so it's obvious that Randy Orton could be that too. Like, so it couldn't be like a legend thing, shall I say? So I also don't think he should, like, Randy Orton should be like an attraction type superstar. Like I think that he could still be. I think he could be in like an AJ Styles position where, like, AJ Styles, like, he's obviously a legend, and like he could like do stuff in like the mid card or like the tag team scene, and he can still like lose things and still be good. So it's like I think they could really utilize Randy Orton more in that regard.
Yeah, it's like presenting. He's like that bullpen player. When he's called upon in a late inning, they can call him on and he can throw that fastball. If not, he's just kind of in cruise mode, eating up innings whenever you need it. He's kind of, at this point, I wonder if he has X amount of dates in his contract per year. And it's just like, I wonder if that affects his booking in a way too, where it's just like, all right, well, we only got it for 10 dates the rest of the year. Are we going to really put him in something important, or are we going to kind of put him in something, or do we save those dates for when he's time to go with Cody? So there's always seems to be purpose, but to his benefit, he's always immensely over when he's on screen, and he should be able to flip a switch. I just feel like you compared him to Punk. I feel like if he was to go for a world title, whatever brand has that B title would kind of fit a little bit more this place, this time for Randy Orton. Not that he can't get heated up to that tip-top tier of what Cody or Roman have been on the past 4 or 5 years, but I feel that I don't know if he is they would want him to, or he would warrant it, or whatever. He just feels like he's always at a 7 at an in-ring standpoint too. Not that he can't ramp it up to 8 or 9 to get us to where he would have to go, but I think he always kind of caps off at like a 7 too. I think he's just in cruise control a little bit in a way too. But there's definitely juice and equity to go there if they wanted to, or if he wanted to, if they called upon, really.
Sure. I think with Randy, it reminds me of that freaking 1 a.m. stream when we were up here, and someone was trying to criticize Randy and say he wasn't deserving to be in the main event. But I think Randy's one of those guys, you could do whatever the fuck you want with him.
No doubt.
For 3 years, even if it's a bunch of bullshit. And the second you put him in a world title match, everyone's going to be like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he teamed with Riddle for 1.5 years, and it was like the coolest thing on TV for a while, right? So
yeah, like I'm cool with. I don't think his booking's been perfect. I'm not gonna say that. I feel like he could have been doing a little bit more. So like there is some fair criticism there, but it's Randy Orton at the end of the day. Man's bulletproof. Like, ain't much you can do.
I just feel like it's just like, well, what do we want to do, Randy? Are you just comfortable just chilling here, or are we gonna actually do something with you? Like, he's just like, I'm just comfortable chilling. You know what I mean?
All right, Mo, what's the next one you want to put out there? Let's get more deep into it.
All right, so I'm gonna go super old head with this shit because I've been watching a lot of 01 WWF.
All right, let's go.
Oh Lord, WrestleMania 3 allegation. Oh geez, WrestleMania 3 propaganda. No.
How we feel about the invasion angle, bro? How we because there's a lot of good in that angle, but man, there's some trip ups in that shit, man. So I want to hear what y'all think.
All right, it's the perception of it, right? If it's in a vacuum, it's good TV. Austin is incredible that year, by the way. He is extremely entertaining. You incorporate a bunch of WCW wrestlers that are young and hungry. It just don't has the buzz and the star powers. Your biggest stars, Booker T and DDP, and those guys are gatekeepers up in 2001 in WCW. Where's your Flair? Where's your Hogan? Where's your NWO? Where's your Goldberg? Those guys come in 2 to 3 years later. It's all of how the Invasion is looked at as the what if it could have been, not the here and the then. The here and the then, you're looking at some pretty good TV, but also, mind you, 2001 is coming off 2000, which is the best year in ring in company history to that point. And then that WrestleMania or that Royal Rumble to WrestleMania streak from Royal Rumble, No Way Out, WrestleMania 17 is an unbelievable run
Perfect.
for WWF TV. Unbelievable. So you get all of that upper trajectory buzz, and then you kind of fall into like main events with like Planet Stasiak and Jindrak, and you know what I mean? Like, but it's like it's the what if, man. It's the what if. I like the ECW part of it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was pretty good. It added depth and much needed star power to it. But it's all based around Austin. And then you get some ugliness like Angle being a mole. That shit's kind of whack. But that height of Angle versus Austin at SummerSlam, whoo!
I think you could tell, especially like because correct me if I'm wrong, but like Shane McMahon, like he owned like the WCW, right, during that whole storyline, right? And so it's like I think you could tell that WWE had like the hold on WCW to the point where like we're gonna have all of our top superstars, but like we're only gonna like represent WCW as like their lower people, because like if they got like all like the top superstar from WCW, then we can have like we can have something like that. We can have a fight. You know what I mean? But you know, like the fact that they had, you know, people from WCW that probably we wouldn't care about, you know what I'm saying? I think that hurt it in a way. Like you could tell like that like the WWE wanted to go over traumatically in that whole Invasion angle. So I think it could have been utilized a lot better. Like if Sting was around there, you know what I'm saying? Like that would have been like the game changer. You feel me? Like if it did that, that would have been a game changer. So that's what I think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those guys
I've
make
always
that
looked at it
WCW.
like they should have.
For me, I never hated the Invasion angle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was cool to me. Obviously, missing Sting and Goldberg and the NWO because those guys were getting paid and they didn't want WWE didn't want to buy out their contracts, so they were just sitting at home making all that money. Understandable, right? And then of course, NWO comes back the year after, and then Goldberg comes 2 years after, so it was kind of like a little late at that point. But and then Sting never came until many years later. So I understand that perspective of the what if, right? Like, oh man, what if we got Sting versus Taker at that peak, and what if we had, you know, Goldberg versus Undertaker, or Goldberg versus Kane, or Goldberg versus Stone Cold, and you know the NWO versus, you know, whoever. Like, I understand that perspective, but for what they had, I still think it was entertaining enough. Like, I didn't mind the Kurt Angle being the mold and stuff, because I'm looking at it as you got to try to spark it and make it as interesting as you can. You know what I mean? And Kurt Angle, like, had only been in WWE for like what, a year or 2 years at that point. So like his allegiance to WWE doesn't have to be that loyal, because he only been there a couple years. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like a Undertaker like turning on WWE where it's like, what, like, you know, like why would he do that? You know what I mean? Kurt Angle was kind of like, I mean, you know, I'm doing what's best for me. You know what I mean? So I personally just feel like, and then of course, you know, Triple H got hurt, so he wasn't being able to be a part of it either. You know, when he tore his quad, so he was a big missing piece. But it is a big what if you're looking at the factors of, imagine if they had Triple H and then Shawn Michaels, who came back the year after that, and then you have Sting and the NWO, and you have Goldberg, and you have all these top people with Austin and Rock. I mean, we're talking about the most stacked roster in the history of the company, you know, like ever. So it's a big what if. There are some things, and that's really why I think people didn't like it, because it was a what if of matchups that we didn't get to see that people had wanted. But they still had a lot of stars in that time frame. Chris Jericho shined a lot during that Invasion.
RVD's rise was awesome.
Yeah, RVD was great in that Invasion angle. Kurt Angle looked great. The Rock and Austin, obviously Kane did great. Undertaker, you know, they had people who did really well in that Invasion angle who shined a lot. You know, for me, I think Chris Jericho was the one that shined a lot during that Invasion angle. I think he was able to really show. I mean, he was going toe to toe with Rock, you know, on the mics, you know, and segments and everything. You know, so I felt like Jericho was the guy who got the undisputed title at the end of the year for a reason, because he was the one, I think, to me, if anybody was really able to showcase what they had in that invasion angle from their talents, I think he, to me, was the guy that wasn't at that level yet in WWE terms, but he showed that he could hang with anybody. Like he could hang with the top guys. I think Jericho was the one who kind of really showed that, in that invasion angle. Like, hey, I can be with these guys at this level. You know what I mean? I may not be a big of a draw as The Rock, but talent for talent, I'm right there. No, I'm right there with all these guys.
And then going back and reading some of Keller's stuff, I remember saying that he was talking to Vince at the time, and a lot of this was trial and error presentation-wise on TV. The goal originally was a Monday night WCW in a, Thursday night WWF on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And and then after the bomb of Bagwell versus Booker, they kind of just threw shit at the fan until it stuck.
Bro, they cheered Angle and Austin breaking up the match.
Well,
they were both
what
heels,
they gave
bro.
us, like to your point, Malik, what they kind of gave us, if you just weigh that, it was good enough.
I've always looked at the invasion as something they should have just like held off on a little bit, maybe like a year.
But I think Triple H's injury kind of accelerated that a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, that hurt too. That hurt bad.
Yeah. What you guys say?
I mean, we've all been, talking about things that majority gets like unfairly criticized. Something and like Mo heard me talk about it briefly earlier. Something that doesn't get criticized enough is the Divas era. The Divas era sucked ass. I hope you understand this, right? I be encountering so many Diva stands online, right, that genuinely think that the women's wrestling back then can compete with the women's wrestling of today. And I'm like, what were you watching? Well, like literally, like there's literal Diva stands in the internet wrestling community, and I'm like, what were you watching to the point where you think that measures up to what we get now, right? Like I remember, and I'll never forget it. I remember when I had an interaction, I think it was on TikTok. Yeah, I had an interaction on TikTok where somebody genuinely tried to tell me, right, that AJ Styles copied Michelle McCool with the Styles Clash.
They're trolling, man. Come on, really?
I want, see, the crazy part about it is I want to believe that they were trolling, but their content that they make when I click on the profile lead me to believe they don't. Wow. So it's like, dude, I don't know why people stand the Divas era. There's nothing to like about the Divas era if your name isn't Trish Stratus, Lita, or Melina, because I personally like Melina, but like there's literally nothing to stand about the Divas era at all. Right, like they were having.
So okay, you gotta define what you mean about suck though, because there are some things with the Divas era that were good. Like Trish Stratus versus Mickie James is one of the best women's storylines.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's not Trish Stratus, if it doesn't have something to do with Trish Stratus, Lita, or personally Melina, because that's like one of the Divas that I really love, right? Then I'm not hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like they were having 2-minute matches, they were having lingerie pillow fights at WrestleMania, they were having mud matches, they were having like the Playboy Bunny Battle Royal. Like there's nothing to like about the Divas era at all. Nobody was watching WWE strictly for the Divas, but people nowadays watch WWE or like AEW or like TNA or like et cetera for women superstars. Like that's where like the distinction lies. So
I do feel like I think there are certain superstars from the Divas era that would have thrived a lot more in this modern era that obviously they weren't given the opportunities, like a Mickie James, maybe a Michelle McCool, a Beth Phoenix, you know what I mean? Like an Eve Torres. Like I feel like if you put them in this era, they might have been able to shine a little bit more. But then again, it's the Divas era. So like sex appeal was a big thing then. And it's like they weren't really given like opportunities that you see a lot of superstars get today, opposed in this modern era. So I definitely understand that from that aspect. But I feel like there's some good things about the Divas era too. It wasn't perfect. And I do agree when people were saying like, there are women superstars back then who, had better matches or whatever the case is. I'm like, no, that's not the case at all. Like a lot of that stuff was bad. But it's like, I do feel like there were certain divas who were just in the wrong era, though, if that makes sense. Like people who are just not in the right era. Like they would have been so much better in today's time frame and today's era. So
You put somebody like Maxine Dupree in the Divas era, she'd be the second coming of Trish Stratus. I promise you that. Like you put somebody like let's say there was one that I was thinking of. You put somebody like Shotzi Blackheart in the Divas era, she'd be the Shawn Michaels of that era. I promise you she would.
Shawn Michaels is crazy.
I promise you she would.
You're a hater.
Like I'm 100% a hater. That era sucked, bro. I'm not hearing anybody out on it. I'm not.
Quality-wise,
I'm not.
I don't know
I'm
what
not. I'm
people
sorry.
are
I'm not.
I
Like,
don't know what people
like-
are watching.
and then if you put like somebody like Becky Lynch in that era, oh my God, that's Stone Cold. She's like that's Stone Cold Steve Austin right there. Like
Yeah, she didn't have the supporting
Come on
cast though. Yeah. That era did not benefit from structure of matches and presentation of storylines whatsoever either. But yeah, it's not even close. It's night and day, really.
That shit is buns, man.
Yeah, Ryan, what you got, man? Let's see.
All right, we'll go with this one. I think this might spark a little interest. All right, going with Cody at WrestleMania 40 opposed to WrestleMania 39. 100% the right call. 100% the right call.
Yes.
100% the right call. I don't think if you went with Cody at WrestleMania 39, he would have generated as much buzz coming out like he did at WrestleMania 40.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you said Cody losing was the right call at 39.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
and
okay.
going with him at 40 opposed to 39. I
Okay.
know a lot of people stood on that right there, but back in
Well,
the day,
okay, so to add context, in hindsight, people didn't when Cody lost at 39. There were certain concerns there. I personally believe now, looking in hindsight, looking years back,
Yeah.
I think they should have just did Rock versus Roman at 39 and then do Cody versus Roman for the first time at 40, which would have meant at that time, yes, The Rock would have had to win the Royal Rumble to get to WrestleMania because Roman had both titles. But looking in hindsight now,
Wait. The Rock would have had to win the Rumble. The Rock would have
because
had to
Roman
win
had
the
both the titles, how is he going to fight Roman? How is he going to challenge for him? Roman had both
The
titles.
Rock, the Rock could just come back and say, "Hey, I want both them shits." Like that. It's
I would've
The Rock.
broke my TV.
But then what's the
I
point of the
broke my
Rumble
TV.
then? Like what's the point of the Rumble?
what he should have done is Cody win the
wait,
Rumble, and then he
He's
gives
gonna
it to
cancel
The
the
Rock.
Rumble?
Wait,
gives it
so
to
wait,
The Rock.
so was the big
Oh
gold
my
belt
God, that would have been terrible.
I know that's what The Rock made him try to do the
was
era.
the
give it to
current
Rock would be
world
crazy.
title like created around this time?
No, that was
Yeah,
after
no.
WrestleMania.
They came
that was
right after
big.
39.
Okay. Now I kind of see it. Okay. Now.
So that's why I said he would have had to win the Rumble. If he was going to face Roman at that Mania, he would have had to win the Royal Rumble. But I think honestly, I would have been okay with that. Looking in hindsight, especially getting to a Cody versus Roman for the first time,
or
and looking at where we're at now, like
Or we could just tell Maivia to fuck off.
or
because at that time we still wanted that match though. People
Roman could have. I mean,
They should have done it at 38.
Roman could have defended one
Yes.
title on night one and the other title on night two. I mean,
And then they're split.
No.
All right,
That's
yeah,
not a
there
bad
you go.
idea.
Yeah,
That's-
that would've
that's-
been-
I
I'd
mean,
cool
that's
with
not a
that.
bad idea
I would
either.
agree
You
with
know,
that.
like-
That's okay.
That's
yeah.
the idea.
But then it goes to like, okay, if to go to Ryan's point, then though, does Cody just win on one night, or did he just beats both guys? He just
Well-
beats both Rock and Cody.
Well, I think Cody benefited from losing, to be frank.
What I'm saying, like at that time though,
I
because
agree
if
with
like if you have because Rock and Roman's obviously gonna be night two main event, right? Because that's the bigger match. So if Cody beats Rock on night one, does that affect the night two main event of Roman coming off a loss to the Rock, and then going like so? There's factors that play into it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I
my
just feel like
question
they,
is-
I just feel like they should have just done that, and then we could have already been away from this Rock and Roman like where we're at now, based off everything that's happening now. Looking at the effect, because they made 40 work, but to be fair to that pivot, they should have never had to do that. You know what I mean? Like they should have never had to make that pivot the way they did, based off the decisions they were quote unquote going to make at that time. So I feel like if we had Cody versus Roman just for the first time there, and then we already had Rock and Roman, get it out the way. Now we get to the point where it's like we already had it. We don't need to worry about it anymore. I feel like that would have been, for me, that'd have been something I would have preferred. Looking like in hindsight years back now, because obviously we didn't know at that time. You know what I mean? Like, and I get at that time, if The Rock had won the Rumble, people would have complained about it and hated it at that time. So I understand that, you know. But like seeing where everything's at now, looking at everything where it's at currently, I feel like that just would have been something that I feel like would have been a lot better for me, like as a fan, and I think booking as well, because the pivot worked, you know what I mean? But it's like they should have never had to make that pivot to begin with. To me, like you should have just already.
Well, they should have given him the 2 belts.
The fact that you had Cody win the Rumble, but still, from what they said in the documentary, still didn't have plans for him to fight Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? So it's like
That makes no sense to me.
and then
No
so like when
sense.
Cody's pointing at Roman, that's basically
Clear
Cody
plans.
going in the business for himself. Like, hey, I don't know if I'm getting that match, but fuck it. You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying?
Triple H
Let's
told
do it
me,
anyway.
Triple H like pointed that motherfucker.
I'm still gonna point at you. Like it would have been if Cody had to never finish the story aspect of doing the stuff that he did for the story for his father, then him going to face Seth at Mania would have been fine because they would have had a story and that would have been cool.
At
But it's
39
like,
or 40.
at 40, like if he never said I came back to win the title for my father and all that stuff, like the one title that we knew he wanted to go after, if that had never been Cody's purpose, then he could have went and fought Seth for the world title, and that would have been fine, and we could have got Rock and Roman. But it's like that wasn't Cody's purpose, so he came back for that one title. That's literally what he's been telling us at that point for like 2 years. So like that just didn't make any sense, and then they had to pivot everything, and like it was just a complete mess. You know what I mean? But I just feel like
So my question is this: if Cody doesn't do the match at 39, what do you do with Cody at 39? If he doesn't get the match with Roman at 39, what does he do then?
that's a good question. I mean,
Because when he tore his pec, I was like, he's winning the Rumble now.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, he's
yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
for
Cena
sure, for
thing.
sure, for
I was
sure.
like, he's doing the Cena thing. He's gonna
if
come
you
back
had
and win
Brock
the
and
Rumble.
Roman there, looking at the card based off what everybody was doing at that
39.
time, I mean, you could have did Cody and Cena. You know, I would much rather see that than Austin Theory.
Yeah.
So you could have did Cody and Cena if they wanted to do that. I think that would have been cool. I think people would have been okay with that. I mean, if you wanted hypothetically to run back him and Seth again, you know, because
I was thinking that. I
probably
was
make the
thinking that
most
too.
sense.
I was thinking that too, but I'm like,
I mean,
Cody,
Seth,
Cody already 3-0 Seth. Like, there's really no.
But then
point.
again,
I
when
know.
when Cody went out, Seth hit him with the sledgehammer. So I mean, there's still that aspect.
yeah. So there was a story there. Was like when Seth went out.
Eh.
You know what I mean? Like he had. I mean, you could have if they wanted to, they could have just did Cody and Brock. Could have started that feud right there because they had Brock and Omos. You know what I mean? And then so like if they wanted to, and then they literally started the Brock and Cody feud the night after WrestleMania. You know what I mean? So it's like if they wanted to just go in with that, that would have been a big enough match for Cody right there.
You could have done Cody and Drew and started that Drew Turner a lot earlier. That would have been a lot fresher.
Actually, I think I'll go with that, Cody and Brock, because for me, you would have to have Cody in a big match
and
at that
Drew, yeah.
Mania, like a big money match.
Yeah,
So I
that's
feel
a
like
good-
that would have
and
been
that's a good call.
that would have
For
been
sure. I'm with that.
I think because at the time we hadn't seen that yet. You know what I mean? At that
Yeah.
time, so
Cody
that would have been
Solo.
yeah. And you could have make it work. I mean, you could have had like if Cody eliminated Brock from the Rumble, you could have had Brock come in and just destroyed Cody or something like that, cost him his spot, you know, or like whatever the case. You know,
Something like
would have
that.
been for that. But
But either way, in retrospect, the loss I think really helped them.
yeah, I think it was the right
Yeah,
call at the end of the day. I mean, it worked
100%.
out in their favor. They made sure they planned it out and they made sure it worked out in their favor. You know what I mean? Even though it got a little messy in there a little bit, but they made it work and you know they figured it out in the end.
The messy
I
bits
think-
played into Cody too as well.
Yeah, like I think him working with Rock helped him get into that mainstream even more too.
Mhm.
So even though the way they went about it originally, talking about not at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that shit was weird as fuck, bro.
God, I can only imagine the type of TV we would have got otherwise. I can only-
But then the hype, like with the final boss, you know, character and all that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean you could make the argument that that'll happen by accident. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the We Want Cody what wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Like they were gonna do Rock, they were gonna do Rock and Roman.
I don't know
then,
about
like,
you guys, but my
You know?
this is just my theory, what I believe. I can't prove that this is right necessarily, but this is just what I personally believe. My theory is for that Mania 40 match, I think when Rock came out and said the match was going to happen with Roman, I think they expected the fans would side with that Rock match more because it was a bigger match. And I think they wanted to see what the buzz was like on social media and see like, all right, let's see who they pick. They're gonna have to pick one match. You know what I mean? Let's see if they pick Cody or they pick Rock. I
Well, I
don't
think
think they
Triple H-
expected
Yeah.
the universe to back up Cody the way they did, which is why they had to pivot the way they do. I don't think they were ready to pivot that way. I think they just kind of realized they had to because the Cody
Yeah, it
movement
was all by happenstance. Yeah.
yeah, the Cody movement on social media was so big. It was like we have to pivot that way. But I kind of feel like they expected that this is gonna work in our favor, and it's gonna be Rock and Roman, and Cody will go to face Seth. But I don't think I think they had to. I think they sat down and like throughout those days, we're just waiting to see what social media would say. And because we had waited for Rock and Roman to happen for some years now, I think they had thought, okay, they're probably going to side with this because this is a much bigger match, and people had waited for this for years, but it didn't go that way. So like, oh shit, we got to pivot. Like, all right,
Yeah, I think that was Triple H's master plan. I think he played him like a fiddle. You remember LaGreca and Conrad out here tweeting about that shit, getting the fans riled up. Triple H played everyone like a fiddle on that. That's where he peaked. Let's be frank. Played the political game with The Rock right there for sure.
Yeah. Good one. Let's see. Which one do I want to go to? You guys have brought up some really good ones. All right, let's go with this one. Now that this is in the back burner here, Cena's retirement. Fair criticism, unfair criticism, based off how it was booked. Of course, you can go into the what ifs of things that felt should have been differently, things that they should have done. We know about him speaking about more dates, and all that stuff. It wasn't given the more dates, but based off what we got, do you feel like it was enough? You feel like what it was okay. Could have been better, but it was cool. Or do you feel like no, should have been better? Like they should have done more things, and we should have gotten more than what we got.
Oh, what you got?
I think the criticism is justified. I think the criticism is fair. When you look at it, right? Yes, there was some good moments. There were some great matches in there, matches I'm going to rewatch, right? And the heel turn moment was great. As unnecessary as it was a great moment. I think the heel turn highlights the biggest problem with the Cena retirement tour in general. It doesn't seem like they went into it with an actual plan.
Yep.
The fact that we're looking at an Unreal episode when I believe that was the first Raw on Netflix, before the first Raw on Netflix, and they're sitting there discussing plans instead of sitting there discussing, okay, like this is what we have planned out already. No, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do now. And it's like, Cena announced his retirement in July. you haven't planned out nothing. Like you haven't put together nothing. Like the heel turn should have never been put in anyone's mind. That should have just never been a thing. It's just it's to me the whole run felt like we don't know what we're doing. We're just winging it at this point. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's a problem.
I think that it's fairly criticized, but it's also unfairly criticized at the same time. Like, this is John Cena we're talking about here, right? Like, people consider John Cena to be the greatest of all time, just in wrestling, period, right? It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter like what promotion you love. People say that John Cena is the greatest of all time, just period, and like all pro wrestling. So it's like when you have a retirement tour announced for somebody like John Cena, you're gonna think you are expecting like the most cinema thing that you will ever see, like ever, to go out for somebody like John Cena. And so like what we got, like Mo said, like some of it was great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Randy Orton match, loved it, right? The AJ Styles match, loved it. The SummerSlam match with Cody Rhodes, loved it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the majority of the retirement tour is like, why is he fighting Logan Paul? Like, why is he teaming with Logan Paul? Right? Like, why do we have like, why is he facing Dominic Mysterio? Why is he winning the IC championship just for a week? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think they're just like, they had ideas on a dartboard and they got a dart and just said, boom, let's do that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's where the direction lies. Now, where it's unfairly criticized is the retirement tour, or is the retirement match. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was one where I was really mad about it, right? I was in my feelings about it. I ain't gonna lie. I was in my feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw John Cena tap out. I'm like, dude, like this is the dude who never gives up, and you're tapping out. Like, come on, bro. But it's like, if that's what John Cena wanted, I don't think that we should, give it, shit for in that aspect. If that's what Cena wanted to do, right? Like if that's what he wanted to put over, talent, if he wanted to showcase the young talent from NXT, which that was an amazing thing that happened at main event, because Leon Slater and Javon Evans was freaking amazing versus Dragon Lee and AJ Styles, right? So it's like, if that was the whole plan of what Cena wanted to do on his retirement match and like the retirement night, we can't really give him shit for that. But as far as like the tour period, I think it gets fairly criticized. I think that's like the only aspect where it gets unfairly criticized. So we're like, if that's how John Cena wanted to go out, we just got to respect his wishes. So.
Well, I gave it like a C plus B minus, so I can definitely see both point of views. I think there's definitely enough to sink your teeth into and be like, wow, that was very good to great. And then there was some similar to the Invasion, what it should have been and could have been in a way, right? So I think it's to Mo's topic earlier. I think you might look back at it being similar to the Invasion in a way, but I don't know. I'm on the other side. I love the tap. I thought that John was ready to quit. John was good to go with it, and he's like, I'm out, and Gunther garners all that equity, really. So I don't know. I think we're gonna look back fonder on it in the future than we do in the present. That's my stance on it.
For me, I'm gonna go the opposite. I think it has unfair criticism for me. Based off what we got, I feel like there's really only two things during the whole tour. Or at least I'll say three. There's only three things during the whole tour that I wish they didn't do, that didn't really like hit for me. It was the heel turn. I don't think they should have ever did the heel turn during his retirement tour. Him teaming with Logan, and then the Brock Lesnar match at WrestlePalooza. Other than that, I feel like we got majority of the stuff that the fans wanted to see. You know, even though the Travis Scott involvement happened at the WrestleMania main event and everything, that's why I said the heel turn should have never happened, because if the heel turn didn't happen, that would have never been in a scenario right there. But we still got to see Cena win the 17th world title. We got to see him win the Intercontinental Championship and become a Grand Slam champion, which people had wanted. Like, we didn't even think we were going to get both. We thought we'd get one or the other, like it'd either be the Intercontinental Championship or the 17th Championship, but we ended up getting both. I feel like he had some of his best matches last year that he hadn't had in many years. You know what I mean? Like the Cody match at SummerSlam was really good. The AJ Styles match, the CM Punk match, the Randy Orton match, I thought were all good. Even the Logan match at Clash in Paris, like, you know, I get people didn't like Logan Paul in that position, but that match was still solid. Like, it was still a good, solid match. The Gunther match, Saturday Night's main event, I thought was good. So he had some of his best matches. I definitely feel like they could have added more dates to the tour, where we could have saw Cena more opposed to 36. So I will say, you know, they probably could have gave him some more dates. But based off what we got, I feel like I was satisfied for what we got for me. I didn't feel like once the retirement tour ended, like, oh, man, they disrespected John Cena. Oh, man, like they ruined his legacy or anything like that. I felt like there were definitely things that could have been done better. And there were some things that we could have tweaked a little bit based off what we had. I was cool with it, you know. Like I said, I think he had some of his best matches that he hadn't had in many years. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking like match of the year contenders for 2025. You know, that we hadn't saw Cena have since like 2017. You know, so
The AJ Styles match is still probably my favorite match throughout the entire retirement tour. Like it was between that and his match with Cody at SummerSlam. But I think
those were excellent
matches for sure.
Yeah.
I can see both sides though. I see both sides, but I'll go on the opposite side. Mo, what topic you want to throw up?
I will say before I go to my next topic, after seeing, I don't know if you guys watched Wrestle Kingdom. I just watched the main event, but after seeing how much time they gave Tanahashi,
bro, they gave Tanahashi a 40-minute like farewell.
It was like a 40-minute ceremony. He got a speech and everything. I was like, damn.
Maybe
Cena
Cena
couldn't
didn't
even get a speech, bro.
Maybe he didn't want that.
Bro, they had
maybe.
I just made that. I just made a TikTok video on that, bro.
No, they had for Tanahashi, bro. He lost his match to Okada. That was cool. You know, said his farewell. Then they had people from his past, like
Will Ospreay,
Kenny
Omega,
Naito.
All these people came out one by one, took a picture with him in the ring, gave their salute. Then he gave a speech, right? Gave a little speech. Then he did his little air guitar thing that he did, right? Then he waving again, goes up the ramp, thinking it's over. He gets on this like thing where they literally send him around the whole arena, just waving at the fans, like in the crowd, like they're pushing him on this like plaque. Where
didn't they do a 10-bell salute too?
No, they did the 10-bell salute. They did the 10-bell salute for him.
Rest in peace.
Then he goes up the ramp, and they put him like on this like plaque, like back like how it was in the 80s when the people used to go in the ring.
Go to the gondolas.
He's in this cart with people pushing him around the whole Tokyo Dome. Waving at the fans, bro. He's just doing this the whole time, waving at the fans while they're pushing him. Then he gets back on the stage, does another speech, one more speech.
He was inspired again.
then gets the pyro at the end of it, and that was it. That was like it was like 40 minutes, bro. I'm like, holy shit, man! Giving him like all 40 minutes.
Shit, he deserves it though.
I think I seen.
That's cool.
I think I only seen when Will Ospreay and Naito came out. I think after that I was like, okay, like he retired. I'm done. Like I, you know, I didn't know that. I didn't know all that happened. Honestly, I didn't know all that happened.
Bro,
Like,
I watched the whole thing, bro. Like that.
I checked out after Naito came out. I was like, oh. I didn't know that.
Bro, that part tripped me out when they had him on the plaque and they took him around the whole Tokyo Dome. People was pushing him and shit like a little cart, and he just waved at the crowd the whole time, bro. I'm like, that's crazy. That's pretty dope.
Boy Naito was taking his time, bro. Oh my! Yeah. It took like 5 minutes to get to the ring. I'm like, bro, hurry up! You fucking dick, hurry up!
Oh, what's your next topic?
Oh yeah. Okay. How do you guys feel about Brock Lesnar taking the streak? Because I've had different conversations about this. I've always been adamant since the day it's happened, and I still feel this way now. I don't think the streak should have ever been broken, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Right,
so I'm okay. Number one, I definitely feel like I kind of go the opposite here. I definitely think the streak should have been broken at some point. I don't think anything should last forever in wrestling. I think everything has to come to an end, and everything is always about giving back. There was going to come a point in time where Undertaker was going to have to give that streak to somebody. However, Brock Lesnar didn't really need to be the guy for that. But I will also say I understand Vince's mentality going into it, because looking at Brock, he is probably the most believable guy to do something like that, to take the streak. If you go back and just watch Brock's entrance during that WrestleMania, he's taking his time getting to the ring more than he has before. But if you go back and just watch him going to the ring, you just look at the dude. You're like, bro, this guy is like, there ain't too many people on the planet that look like this
tank,
bro.
He's a literal tank.
There's not too many people on the planet that look like this guy. So for Brock to take the streak, it was something that we all could believe. Like, oh yeah, I could believe that. But
that makes sense. Yeah.
Did he really need it though? Now, granted, it did great things for him in later. No, it made Brock the most unstoppable guy on the roster for quite some time. You know what I mean? And he ended up squashing Cena and all that stuff. But in hindsight, it kind of really backfired on them, because realistically, they had Brock do all that stuff because they wanted Roman to be the babyface, to be able to overcome, that big bad Brock and defeat him and to become the superhero guy, but it never worked, right? So in hindsight, it's kind of make it like, I definitely feel like the streak should have been taken by somebody, but it would have benefited more by honestly, probably should have been Roman. I don't think it should have been Bray Wyatt, and the only reason I say that is because I'm looking at whoever takes the streak. It has to be somebody that you're really going to benefit and utilize a lot.
You can go.
And based off how they use Bray Wyatt, don't really trust that they would have done great things with Bray Wyatt after that streak, because he had two characters they messed up. You know what I mean? Not even just the Eater of Worlds, the Fiend, they ruined that. You know what I mean? But it's like with Roman Reigns, at least I know that they already had plans for Roman in sight. People would have probably been mad at it, but I feel like if you had Roman beat Taker and then turn heel, like do something like that crazy afterwards, Roman could have been the biggest heel in the company for years.
Like to the Roman aspect of it, you know what I'm saying? Like I've always been of the opinion that I think to this day, if there was any time that the streak should have ended, should have been at the end of an era. I think that's when the streak should have ended. Like that would have been the picture perfect ending with that super kick, that sweet chin music into the pedigree. That would have been a picture perfect ending to not only the rivalry, but to the streak as a whole. But I mean, if the streak had to continue to that aspect, I think what would have made probably would have solidified Roman Reigns if he took the streak as the tribal chief.
Yeah,
I think if Roman was on that Golden Glove Roman run and the Undertaker came back and was like, oh, so this is I built all of this, you know what I'm saying? And they had that WrestleMania match and Roman Reigns broke Undertaker like that.
Yeah, but
that would have been
we're talking like in the 2020s.
Yes, that would have been.
Yeah, I don't know if he's making that. So
he could have been so old at that point too, though. It's like he'd have been mad old.
Yeah,
but he would have turned heel at 33.
I feel like okay. So what if Roman? Let's say WrestleMania 33 when Roman did beat Taker. What if Roman had turned heel during the match to take the streak?
It also would have been unpredictable, because would Undertaker really lose at WrestleMania? But like then again, Roman Reigns on like this crazy ass run, so we have Roman Reigns lose. You know what I'm saying? It goes on that little thing right
Yeah,
there.
I get what you're saying.
But
I get what
still,
you're saying.
but
To be fair, though, I mean, I do see the comments. Yeah, I mean, Vince was always going to end the streak at some point. I mean, there were talks for like Mark Henry was going to end the streak. You know what I mean? So it's like
That's crazy.
Edge. They want to
Like,
Edge.
Mark
They,
Henry, oh, I remember that. I remember they want to Edge.
they want to Edge.
Yeah,
take the
Edge
streak.
said
Edge
no.
said
I remember
no.
that.
No, yeah, but like Vince wanted Mark Henry to take the streak in that casket match, and they were like, "No, we can't do that. Like that's
What
terrible."
the hell?
That was a mid-card match.
I knew it. I knew the cat like.
So there's 4.
No, I will.
Go ahead, Bill.
I was just gonna say, I will say, when I say like I don't think the streak should have been broken. First of all, my perfect image was what Saya brought up, but still Taker winning. Him going out end of an era 20-0. That would have been my end of all 3 men. Like we never see either all of them wrestle again. That would have been my end. But I think if they were gonna break the streak, that should have been his last ever match. Like he should have never
Yes, I
wrestled
agree.
again because him coming back did not feel as special as it should have
Yeah.
I agree.
after all
I
those
agree.
times. And it was
I agree.
there was just never. a
I will
perfect ending.
say, yeah, because looking at everything after the streak just wasn't good quality. Like the stuff he did with Brock in 2015 was probably his last good like quality stuff. I will say the story going into WrestleMania with Shane was good though. I was into that story with Shane McMahon, but like the match, besides Shane jumping out that cell, it's like the match was.
Match was like 15 minutes too long.
But like the story going into it was mad interesting. But I think it would have been better though if the streak had been around though. Like it would have been like Vince, like if you could take the streak,
I'll give you the
then
company.
I'll give you the power. You know what I mean? Like that would have been like, oh shit, that'd have been something interesting right there. So
And
I
the Bray
agree.
Wyatt match at 31 wasn't that bad either.
Yeah,
I
It
don't
was
know
a
if
good
it
match.
was
Yeah, it was a
that
good
bad either.
match.
But there's 4 things at WrestleMania 40 I think Brock benefited from was timing. One being a round number. Vince wanted to do something special at a 30, right? So that's check 1. And mind you, this is the first ever WWE Network pay-per-view. So you have a lot of old school fans checking this out for $9.99. So you want to do something important, right? This is coming off Austin and Hogan and Rock opening the show as well. We're crowning Bryan at the end. So I thought that Vince wanted to make this WrestleMania 30 massive because of the WWE Network. 4 being he already handpicked Roman to be, or 3 being Roman was the handpicked guy. And we already got our WrestleMania 31 main event with Brock versus Roman. Let's kind of get that Undertaker equity to Roman. To my 4th point being, we don't know what Taker has left. He's coming off a streak of phenomenal WrestleManias in the 20s. With Orton, skip Mark Henry, Batista, Edge, Michaels, H. 7 matches in a row at WrestleMania were phenomenal. Punk, 8, not 8, not you know what I mean? Punk again. So that's 8, 9 WrestleManias in a row where Undertaker, the streak is the draw. And do we want to go out there and pass that equity when he can still go? Unfortunately, they didn't know he was going to get concussed, and the match was just going to be what it was. So
according to Vince, that didn't happen.
What, him concussion?
Yeah, he said he
Oh,
doesn't
I
believe
forgot
it.
about that in the doc.
He said he just believed Taker was so emotional he doesn't remember. That's what he said.
Yeah, he left WrestleMania.
That is crazy gaslighting. That
Yeah.
is
He said
crazy.
He said Taker said emotion doesn't remember it.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Yo,
so
Vince
crazy
is a
to me.
dick, yo. Like
Vince
that.
is crazy. But in retrospect, yeah, Roman Reigns would have probably been perfect at, honestly, I think 32 was the time. I think
32 would have been a good time as well.
32 would have been a good time.
32 would have been. So let me ask you this. I always thought about these scenarios like this, the what ifs. If there was one guy that Taker didn't get to fight when the streak was around, who would have been the dream match for you?
Yep, Cena. Yeah, exactly. Cena.
WrestleMania 30, right there. That would have been my match.
Yep.
Right
Hell yeah.
there.
Yep.
Super Cena versus Taker streak?
Prime Taker. Yes.
Yep.
Streak intact.
Yep.
I would
What
have
if
done Brian,
Cena-
I would have done Brian Orton. I
What
would
if
have done
Cena beat
Shield
him?
Wyatt's Cena Taker.
I
No.
would have. I mean, I would have liked it if it was like Ruthless Aggression era Cena though. Like I would have liked it if it was like 380.
07 would have
Cena.
been so peak.
Yeah, I would have liked it if it was like 380
Yeah,
title
here's
reign
the
Cena. Yeah.
Batista-
I feel. See, I'm
Yeah,
cool with the
Batista and
Cena
Shawn, yeah.
aspect. I'm cool with the Cena aspect, but I feel like it would have had to been 07. But then again, it's like Batista and Taker was so good, man. Like I don't know if
Oh,
I
yeah,
would have
I'm
either.
cool with
And
that,
then
yeah.
Sean and Cena was really good too.
Sting's
So
another good one. Sting
Sting.
was another good one.
Sting.
But
for
also,
me, I would have loved to have had that Kurt Angle match in No Way Out on that WrestleMania. That would have been great. We never got to see Taker and Rock or Austin. Like, child, that would have been crazy too.
if the Fiend versus had a shot at Undertaker. That would have been that would have been insane.
I would have loved to have seen a prime Goldberg, but like imagine if Goldberg was still undefeated and then Taker's streak. So like Goldberg had never lost a match in his whole career versus Taker's streak at WrestleMania. Like undefeated streak versus
huge.
undefeated streak, like that would have been crazy. Like Taker, who's never lost at Mania, but Goldberg, who's never lost a match. Period.
Hey, what if they brought Goldberg in before Mania 19 instead of right after, and they just done that there instead of the A-Train and Big Show match? That'd be cool.
I like the
I
idea too.
forgot
That second,
you had-
imagine that.
I like the idea too of Tribal Chief Roman, but like it would have to be peak Taker though. Like Roman on this legendary run, like say like Roman's like in his third year as champion versus Taker's streak, so it's title versus streak. Man, that'd have been some crazy shit right
But
there.
that's also
That would've been a
I got
crazy draw.
yeah that's also where like you have the dominance of Roman comes in because like really didn't matter if Taker was like older or not like that. I think that would have been like the point. Like dude, like he's the tribal chief now, and like I'm just like breaking niggas at the pass. Like that's pretty much what it all. That's how I felt as going in because like I said, you have the streak where it's like Undertaker never lost at WrestleMania, you know, hypothetically speaking at this point. But then it's like Roman Reigns on this dominant run as champion. We have Roman lose, we have Taker lose, right? That's where it gets thrown up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How many good
Roman
matches
has-
did Taker have before Mania 21? That's a good question. So I would
I
say
counted 4.
12 with Diesel.
12.
I would say Mania 12, Mania 14 with Kane, Mania 18 with Flair,
17 with Triple H.
17 with Triple H.
So 4.
That might
I'd
be
say
it.
that-
Which gets swept under the rug too. His match with Triple H at Mania was it Mania 18?
That goes to show how good that damn show is.
Did you
I would
say
say his match, like his match with Jake the Snake, wasn't that? I don't think that was terrible.
Yeah, I
either.
thought it was a good
it's a good
story.
story.
That was a good story.
And then so the funny about that at WrestleMania 8, that was the only pinfall of that night. Was Taker.
Really?
Yeah, was Taker on Jake.
That was the only
yeah, 'cause the
pinfall
main
of
event
that
ended
With a
that
finish.
Mania.
With a finish.
The
with a
main event
finish.
edited in a DQ. I
Which
forgot.
one? Which Mania was that?
And then Flair,
Mania 8.
and then Macho beat Flair with
8.
a roll up. So that was the only pinfall with the finisher.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a little
The Golden
WrestleMania.
era Takers, the Golden
Listen,
era Mania.
Golden
man.
era, for me, Golden era, like WrestleManias are so like. Ooh.
You gotta do it
It has
to
to
me.
be
Only one.
Their
I
main
find
event versions.
tolerable
Their
is
main
3.
event versions. But
3
it
is the only one I find tolerable. That's it.
There's some good matches that you'll find some really good matches on like I feel like each Mania probably has like a good match you can go back and watch, but like the quality of the shows, there you go.
Good era, guys. Come on. Don't
the
be
main
shit.
event, man.
Those were main event merchant shows. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. Like
It-
Hogan
it
and Savage
depends. I
Backpacks
feel like-
Live.
Well, you did like Earthquake versus Greg Valentine in 1 minute and 14 seconds. Come on, what?
I would say, like I said, out there, like
Greg the Hammer, man.
in that time frame though, like
Who's
times
past
are
his prime
different.
too?
In that time frame though, like times are different though. So you could do like you could have a double count out in a Mania match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To continue the story, because stories were drawn out so further and further. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
the Mega Power story was like 2 years, like a 2-year whole like planned out thing. But that was like a great story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's different time frames, and even like Attitude Era, like had some good matches, but like other than Mania 17, like those Manias were like, all right.
15 sucks. 2000's bad.
Wasn't
You know, I'll give you-
2000 like the,
Can I give a Mania hot take? I don't hate the Fatal 4 match, if I'm being honest. No, hate it.
That's 3 stars.
I don't think it's that bad.
Now, of course, they should have. What they should have did is just the match they had at Backlash. That should have been at WrestleMania. Like that should have been the WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
Rock,
for sure.
Triple H, Stone Cold coming out with that crazy pop and everything like that should have been the Mania match. You could have had Triple H retire fully. Fully never comes back. He never had a WrestleMania moment and everything, but the nigga retired. You know what I mean? So whatever. He's on. You know what I mean? If we're gonna have Rock in that spot, you could have did the Hell in a Cell match in the main event of that Mania, where Foley's career's on the line. It's like he loses, he retires. That would have been a good spot too. But I feel like the Fatal 4-Way match, I've heard people say like that's one of the worst main events ever. I'm like, that match isn't like that bad though. Like it's
It was just, I don't know. It was missing some stuff, but it wasn't that bad.
It's just
Triple H
I
shouldn't
think
have won.
what misses like you look at Backlash, the pay-per-view after, you're like, man, this should have been WrestleMania. That should have happened.
There's a few Backlash shows.
If you
like
go
that
back
where
and
they
listen to
show it after.
go back, chat. If you haven't seen that match in a long time, go back and listen to that pop when The Rock pinned Triple H, bro. And that 1, 2, 3, nigga, the camera is shaking, bro.
Yeah.
The pop
It
is
is-
ridiculous. That would have been Russ. That's like that.
At
That's
Backlash?
WrestleMania feel. Backlash 2000, bro.
Mm.
Go look at it. Rock Triple H. for the title.
That
Amazing.
main event alone.
2000's a great year, man.
Great match. You had
Yeah.
Stone Cold come out with the crazy pop, Shane McMahon, the referee, like all these shenanigans. But like when The Rock pinned Triple H, bro, and you hear that 1, 2, 3, that's one of the biggest pops you will ever hear for a title win, bro. Like that should have been Mania. That would have been a perfect WrestleMania main event. So I would say like I just feel like that main event is a little overrated for me. I think it's a little overrated.
I do agree with that.
But I would say to go to your question, I would say unfair for the streak though. But Josiah, what's the next one you want to throw out there?
So a person that I think is unfairly criticized, my wrestling page is pretty much known. I'm pretty much known for this, but I'm a person that gets unfairly criticized that I think is Mercedes Moné. That is my favorite women's wrestler of all time, and I think that the work that she's been doing has been some of her best work yet. And like the fact that she has like all the championships, people don't like her for whatever reason. When there's been multiple different belt collectors in wrestling, but they don't they don't talk about that. When it comes to like the draw power, the matches that she's been putting on, the people that she's been having matches with, the quote unquote creative control that she has, that she allegedly has. It's like I think that there's a lot of things that Mercedes Moné gets unfairly criticized for, like that, like people don't give the same criticism to other wrestlers. But I just want to know what y'all think about it, because I'll be talking about it pretty much every single day on my page. So
I think it stems from what happens with a lot of people when they leave a specific company. It's the WWE fans.
Yeah,
they just don't like the fact that she went somewhere else and made a bigger name for herself. And it's weird because a lot of people have this weird connection to a company, which I get. Like, I'm more of a WWE fan than anything, right? Like, I'm a casual AEW watcher. I watch New Japan here and there, but like WWE is my bread and butter, right? But I'm never gonna like hate a wrestler because they left a company that I like so much. And I think the main criticism comes from people that are just they're WWE diehards and they can't get off of that.
That's it.
My thing is too, for me, realistically, there's nothing different really about her when she was Sasha Banks. Like, she's pretty much the same. I mean, she added little tweaks here and there, but it's like she was the boss in WWE. Now she's the CEO. Her matches and movesets have improved, and she has better matches now than I think she did in WWE, but she's improved a lot of that stuff, going to Japan and all that stuff. But like, as far as her presentation, there's nothing about her that's really changed. So it's like, for me, if you liked her in WWE, why can't you like her in AEW? That's my thing. The same thing with Cody too. You know what I mean? It's like Cody, people hated Cody in AEW, but they love him in WWE. Nothing about
I never got that. I remember
nothing about him has changed. He's the same.
I remember when it was when it was frowned upon to like Cody Rhodes, and now he has like this insane like love. Now it's like, bro, you don't like Cody Rhodes? Like, he's amazing. Like, he's people say he's the GOAT. Like, bro, like when he was in AEW, you guys were like literally
throwing
his belt. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, you threw his belt in the crowd and like it threw it back at him. Like, people didn't like him. I don't know what. I don't know
what.
What
See that with Jericho next. To be frank.
Oh God.
Right. Yeah.
I think it is. There is an AEW effect though. Like, if you leave WWE and go to AEW, then there's this backlash that faces it, right? Because you're not in the WWE anymore. But people also have to realize that not everybody's going to be used the way they want to be used in WWE. There are people who are very talented in WWE right now that we don't even know that they can really even reach a potential because they're not being used to that potential. Like Michin, bro, was really good in TNA. People don't know that though, because in WWE she's a nobody. Unfortunately, like, she doesn't get used to that potential that other people will get to. Chelsea Green, her presentation is what it is, and I think she does very good at what she does. But I've seen her do stuff in Lucha Underground and TNA and stuff like that, and over in Japan, that like she could be really beneficial to WWE's women's division, but she's not utilized that way. Bro, Mandy Rose was a nobody on the main roster for years, and she went to NXT and had this reinvention that nobody ever expected. Like, was Mandy Rose this good the entire time that we didn't know about it, or she just like woke up one day and just like decided that she was gonna be this good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people that you just don't know what their full potential could be. I mean, going back to John Cena, he was the prototype at one point. I think it was a robot, like a robot character, bro. Like, he was doing promos in reverse. Nobody would, if you would go back and look at John Cena's debut match and just look at what he's wearing, you would have never been like, yeah, that guy's gonna be one of the greatest ever. Nobody was saying that in 2002.
Yeah.
Nobody knew John Cena had the potential to be the GOAT damn near. So you never know what people can reach. Sometimes it's good to leave and spread your wings and go other places to see what you can really showcase and do. Now, if you go somewhere and you just suck outside of WWE, then you're just probably not good. You know what I mean? Like WWE is probably right in that stint, but it's like Mercedes has been able to leave and go out, and she's had some of the best stretches of women's matches that we've ever seen last year. Like some of the stuff that she was doing in the ring, she was having some of the best stretches for women's matches that we've seen. Maybe you could debate, her character and all that stuff in her promos, but like I said, to me, none of that's changed. It's still the same. She's still the same person. She just has a different name, and she's in a different company. But some people just can't accept that because she's not in the WWE. And then the way she left too, without context, we don't even know what happened. With the stuff with Naomi and everything. But it's like there are people who are just such WWE stans that if it's not WWE to them, they just will try to find ways to drag it down. You know what I mean? So it goes to an effect like I said with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is literally a copy and paste of the same guy in WWE that he was in AEW. Nothing about him has changed. He even brought over the theme song.
Yeah.
I mean, like nothing about him has changed.
Yeah.
He's the same guy.
Well, they were smart to not bring in his wife, to be really. I think that a lot of the backlash in AEW maybe was the wife.
Yeah.
And it goes to Ryan's point too. Like if Chris Jericho comes back to WWE, watch the Glaze gonna be crazy.
He's gonna be the best ever again. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, there's just objectively like they're just like objective things that like you just can't like refute. Like I've been like I have like a bunch of videos like just responding like just talking about like the different subjects in regards to Mercedes Moné. Like they say that she's not a draw, but then like you look at the Rev Pro brand as a whole, and like their subscription went up just because she was there. She was the champion, right? Like she headlined the CMLL show that outdrew Evolution 2. You know what I mean? Like they say that she doesn't put on good matches. I don't even take that serious, right? And then like to the whole belt collector thing, it's like, dude, the whole point of having the whole point of what you're doing, like Mercedes Moné, she loves women's wrestling. Like if you know her like at all, she loves women's wrestling. So the end game is to make women's wrestling right as big as it could possibly be. And like certain women superstars that she's been having these matches with on the indies, they said that that's like their best match, their dream match. The dream it's a dream come true. Like it's putting more eyes to not only the indie promotion, but it's also putting more eyes to people that you probably not knew about, and like to the people that is the people who like might not known about the promotions too. Like there was there's this certain woman superstar. Her name is Nora Phoenix Diana. Never heard of her, like ever. I never heard of her at all. But apparently she's like the first women's wrestler to wear a hijab in the ring. And like as I've been following her, she's like amazing. Like she's amazing in the ring. Like she's amazing when she stands for and stuff like that. I wouldn't have known that had Mercedes Moné hadn't had that platform for her like that. And she said that. So it's like there's just certain things like you just can't like deny about Mercedes Moné. Like you can not like her. I don't really care if you don't like her, if like you just don't connect with her character, if you just don't like her as a wrestler. I don't care about that. But it's just like the points that people be making is just they're so easily debunkable to make me feel like, dude, like, do you even like wrestling? Like, do you even know what you're talking about? Like, so
there's definitely a space for Mercedes. I just think that to Mo's point earlier, it's a lot of it stems from the WWE backlash. Now, here's a question: would you have remember when she was on the fence about going to the WWE and AEW back when, like early 2023? Would you have given her demands? I think the demands was like a bus and Becky money. Would you have given her that? And it would have been maybe I can see why they didn't, because they didn't want to like bring up everyone else's salary, as like they didn't want to make Mercedes the golden standing point from a contract standpoint, right? Or to set a precedence to leave and then we bring you back as the highest paid, right? I can see why they didn't, but I think that was her demands, was all right, well, you need to pay me and present me better than Becky, and then I want a bus. I think
I know it because Vince McMahon, like he knows who he wants. Like he knows who he wants as like a top men superstar, and like he already knew who he wanted to push regardless. Like the reason why Charlotte Flair is being pushed like that is because like look at her presentation. Like that's what Vince McMahon likes. Like he likes what women like that.
Well, yeah. So could they have presented Mercedes or Sasha in this case at that level? Because to your points, you're absolutely right. She goes to these indies, she draws Rev Pro, wherever she goes, she draws, but she's a much bigger name than where she's going. But if they were to present her up at the tippity top for the top company overall, would she have flopped, or would she have been perceived at where she's at? I think it's an interesting case. I wish she went back just to see what she could have done with like the engine behind her, instead of her creating her own engine in AEW and outside of things, really.
I think
mean,
they could have
being-
presented her better, yes, because when she came out of NXT, we all thought she was going to be one of the next big stars they had, because Becky Lynch was not presented the same in NXT at all. Like, nobody knew Becky Lynch was going to go on this crazy rise as the man. Charlotte, you kind of knew because they already kind of were telling you that, but you thought Sasha was going to be like right there for sure. So she had a good career in WWE too, but you could definitely feel like her presentation felt like there were some years that they were invested in. There were other years where it was kind of like, we got her here, but she's not a focal point of what we want to use in a higher spot. That's kind of what it felt like for many, many years.
Because if you compare the four, I think Becky's easy one. That's just me from
Becky's had the best overall.
But
Becky's had the best overall presentation.
She's evolved. She's make the best of what she's been given. I don't know. It's just weird. But I wonder if they did that with Mercedes, because Mercedes was excellent in that Bianca Belair match, right? But leading into it, she felt like she fell off as a top star. It was weird with the pandemic, whatever, but she didn't feel like she was connecting. But when the lights were on, she went out there and had a phenomenal match with Belair, right? So,
and that's where it goes into that point where it's like, she's not a bad wrestler. She can.
She's a great wrestler. Anyone who says that,
I'm saying like she's not a bad wrestler. So it's like she can put on the best wrestling match that you will see that night. So it's like if you just give her, right, you know what I'm saying, like that presentation, like a Becky or like a Charlotte, like if you just pushed her to like these dominant runs and stuff like that, like she'll, if you have the WWE engine behind her, like yes, like I feel like she could be presented as such. Now
I'm worried if she could fill those shoes or not. You know what I mean? That's where I was just like, can she get there if they wanted her to? I don't know. Well, I think there's something there, obviously, and I think that she is 2 or 3 out of the 4 horsewomen, really. So.
What's your next question, Ryan? What you want to put out there?
All right, my next one is house shows. They fucking rule. I went to one last night, and they should make a point to do more. I don't care if they break even or the margin isn't good enough, but just to feel the buzz in the arena. My hometown of Worcester, it was packed. It was pretty much sold out, and there were so many young kids. And the show went bang, bang, bang. 15-minute intermission. There was 7 matches. It's just the vibe of a house show, the mix of trying stuff. Like it was Io versus Raquel, it was the MFT versus the Wyatts, it was Gunther versus Sammy, and it was fucking excellent. It was the New Day versus Fraxium, Carmelo versus Miz, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus the War Raiders, Jade versus Bailey, and Drew versus Cody in a cage. So that's like a mix of future things, old things, like current things. Just throwing shit at the wall. All the wrestlers felt vibrated. It's just like they need to realize that even because they don't make 10% of what it should be, and whatever their goal is, there's so much value in house shows, and they ain't gonna be 365 days a year like it's 1986. Like, let's be real. But they should have some house show flows. Or if they have this holiday tour, they should have a spring tour. They should have a summer tour. They should have a fall tour. They should make an emphasis of moving around, especially to the smaller markets. And honestly, it's the kids that get invested the most with it, seeing the back-to-back stars matches, no breaks, and just go, go, go. So it might be a popular take. It might be a bad take, but I feel that everyone would benefit from more house shows.
I've been to a couple of house shows before.
I haven't been to one in a minute. It was fun.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of houses out here in California. There was one specifically at the Golden One Center in Sac. It was like a while back. And they're extremely fun. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's like a contrast from what you see on TV to a house show. Like it's like way more fun. It's like way more. Yeah, it's like way more interactive, way more like entertaining. Like you get matches that you probably would never see on TV, or like matches that like you already saw on TV, but like in a different way. You know what I mean? So I think
it was so fucking fun. It was cool. It was great. It was just cool. It's just something that's I hope it's not passe, and I hope it's more than just the holiday tour. They really should make an emphasis for it. I think they would
I
make their
agree,
money
man.
for
I
sure.
think
Yeah, I agree.
and I think someone said it pretty well in the comments as well. Like these wrestlers get more reps too.
No
So like
doubt.
if it's somebody that's coming up,
Yeah.
like they could use the house shows to, learn how to work in front of a crowd a lot better and give themselves, an opportunity. Like somebody like to me, Jade Cargill, I think would benefit a lot from working on these house shows more often.
She went 10 minutes
Right.
with Bailey, and Bailey's back was hurt. Let's put it that way. But they got peaks of the matches that were pretty good. Like they got to points where
Back
it was
hurt, yeah.
passable, but the back hurt. Bailey was trying.
But like I think if you have, I think that was a problem with Jade coming into WWE as well, because AEW doesn't have house
Yeah.
shows.
It was
So like
12
all
minutes.
she got was TV matches.
Yeah.
So it's like you ain't gonna get the reps in just doing TV matches. So
No.
I think it would be beneficial in
100%.
that situation as well.
Yeah, I just hope that they're not passe, and I think that
Yeah,
everyone would kind of
I agree.
agree with this. So I still want.
I think house show, and also like I think house shows. I think those should be like shows where like they like stream on YouTube instead of like Peacock or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
there
just,
were
like, a
cameras
little
there.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were definitely
So it's
cameras
like
there. It was cool too because you guys see guys working stuff out. Like the New Day had like a legit 10-minute entrance where they were talking shit to grandmothers and ripping up posters,
I've
and
seen that.
It- it was fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was good shit. Good shit.
Yeah, they definitely could probably present more house shows. I 1,000% agree with that. I mean, I think that would be a lot better, if they were to do like I like the idea of like the spring tour, the summer tour, the fall tour, the winter tour, like stuff like that would be cool. You obviously don't want to overwork superstars. I definitely did agree with the fact of superstars and having to do so many house shows because you don't want to run people's bodies down to the ground like they used to do back in the day. But
Yeah.
give a little spring tour, a little they have the European tour and stuff like that. So I would be
it's like a filler episode in anime. So
Yeah. I like that. I like the idea of them doing more house shows with that type of algorithm to that. I think that would be a lot better for them to do something like that.
Yeah, whoever's pushing those buttons, push that agenda for sure.
Agreed.
I think that would be because they used to do like, God, how many like 200 house shows like a year back then? I think maybe even more.
Yeah, that's too much. Maybe just a little.
well, I think that's also because Raw and SmackDown weren't a thing yet. So I mean, like they had to like
even like back in like the Cena days, like they were
Even
doing
like
like a lot of
16,
shows.
17, they would do crazy house shows.
Yeah, if you go back and look at some of their matches, I think they put out some of the stuff like in 2011. John Cena had like 210 matches that year.
Oh, that's actually insane. That's you got it. I
feel like Hulk
I
went
can see
through
why he be.
In '86.
210
I
matches.
can see why Cena walks the way he does. Like
Yeah, like you're talking like taking all those bumps, 210 matches a year, bro. Like that's crazy. Like I would say, like at least like in the 50 range. Like LA Knight, I think had the most matches this year for WWE. And he had like maybe like 50, 60 matches.
It wasn't much.
Yeah, like it wasn't even triple digits. It was like 50, 60 matches this year. So that's a cool. I think that's a cool rhythm to have instead of opposing to have so many other matches. On top of that, that's a lot on the body. You know what I mean? Like,
And to add to your point there, Malik, historically, if you look back at who had the most matches in the year, they get the push the year after. Jey Uso, 2024, had the most matches. He got the push in 25. Seth Rollins had the most matches. He got the push, and you know what I mean. So historically, there's some flavor to that.
I mean,
LA Knight fans could be optimistic.
not wrong. Technically, not wrong. That's not crazy to say. I don't know if they really gonna do it with LA Knight, but
Ambrose in 15, he got the push in 16. There's
technically
something to it.
not wrong. Not
Wasn't
wrong.
Jimmy Uso
I
like
don't know
the Iron Man at one point too? And
if-
then again,
who?
they pushed the Usos. I remember Jimmy Uso had like the most matches in a year.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Random.
oh
name.
yeah, I seen that.
I forget what year that was, but
Yeah, it's like a weird year. Like
Oh yeah, that was like 2014 or something like that.
yeah, where Jay was hurt. He was
somewhere
doing, like
around there.
main event. He was like the Kit Wilson of main event right now. Yeah.
Something weird like that, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. Let's see. One more I'll get into it and then we'll dive into something else afterwards and see what you guys think on this. WWE 2K. Fair, unfair criticism, man. We're talking about
I am passionate about this, boy,
We're
because I love
talking
wrestling
about-
games. So
we're talking about overall quality of the
I
video
do, yeah, I do
games.
like that, yeah.
Obviously 2K. I think 2K is like very up and down. There are some good ones. There's some good ones you can point out. There are some ones that are a little mid, some bad ones, or maybe just a bad one that sticks out. But WWE 2K, do we feel they get fair, unfair criticism as far as what they present us?
Go ahead. Mo.
let's get into
Mo, you
it.
can just go.
So So if y'all don't notice, like I love wrestling, right? I love pro wrestling as an art, right? But I love wrestling games more. Like they might be the reason why I stayed a wrestling fan for a long time. So when 2K got the license, right? I was excited because I love the NBA game so much. Like I loved 11, 12, 13, 14. Like I was loving all those games. And damn, 15 bombed, boy. 15 bombed.
Is
And
that Orton? The cover?
the one was seen on the cover. The first one was seen on the cover. But from there, you know, they had a little bit of a rebuild, and they're not like overall like garbage games, except 20. Fuck 20. But like they're not overall like the worst games. But it's like the little shit that they get wrong that can make these, like when you look at like a Here Comes the Pain, you look at a SVR07, you look even at a No Mercy. Like those games have qualities to them that make them timeless, that you could replay throughout the year. The problem with the 2K games is there's a lot of shit that they could add to the games that they refuse to add that could make those games last at least the life cycle, that make you want to buy the game every year. They don't do that. And I think that's been their biggest issue since they've taken the license. There's a lot of stuff that people have been pitching since they took the license, and they just haven't got to it. So I would say like there's some unfair criticism. Like there's some people that pretend like the games are just complete dog shit. But like when it's like the little shit that they could get right that they just fail to deliver on, I think that's fair criticism.
Excuse me. So to put my 2 cents on it, I feel like they get unfair criticism because realistically, if you look at the things that we used to have in games, I think there's a lot of nostalgia that people want to see brought back with the SVR games and the games before that time frame. But if 2K were just to bring all that back at once, then you're going to be all right. What's going to happen next year? And they're going to have to think of things that's like how they're possibly going to top this. That's why in video games they take things away for many years and then they bring it back with either a different twist to it or whatever the case may be, because fans really enjoy that mode, so they bring it back and add something different to it. It's going to make you excited to want to buy the game again. It's marketing. It's about money, right? It's business. So I think for 2K, the 2 main things that I think the fans would love to see brought back would be Road to WrestleMania and create a story. I think those are the 2 things that a lot of fans would really thrive and salivate over if those were in the games. And I think that would honestly boost up the game to be bought more for fans, because I'm not really a fan of like the showcase stuff. Like the showcase modes they have, I don't really care to go back and play old matches and have to. They just make you do certain things that's annoying, like throw this person to this corner, this exact corner, and hit this button. Like I don't want to do shit like that. I play the game to have fun. I don't play the game for it to be serious. You know what I mean? Like when I play GM mode, I want things for GM mode to be realistic at the same time, but I also play it to have fun too, though. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to have control and do things that I want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's the point of the game. Everybody should have fun and enjoy to play the game because you spent money to buy the game. Give me things about the game that are going to make it enjoyable, to make my money's worth. So I feel like there's certain things that they have that are cool, like the island stuff. I understand why they would try that, and I understand the concept behind it because 2K, NBA games have had the My Park and all that stuff for many, many years. So they tried the island and stuff like that. And this year it didn't really hit well. So I think there's some things they can improve to make that work. But I just feel like for the games, I think people have to stop comparing the 2K games to what they grew up on. Because if you're going to compare it to SmackDown versus Raw, or Here Comes the Pain, or SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, or WWF No Mercy, or whatever the case is, WWE All Stars, like if you're comparing what we have now to those games, I just feel like that's going to take the games for you to not be as enjoyable, because you're expecting, the games today to be what you played back then, and it's not going to be that way. You know what I mean? Like those aren't going to be the games anymore. Maybe they could add certain things from those games that you could play today, sure, but like if you're going to play a WWE 2K game and think it's going to be a replica of SmackDown versus Raw 2007, then you just need to play SmackDown versus Raw 2007. Then like that's just not going to be.
I think
That's what I do.
I think when it comes to like the 2K games, I'm not really. I do think that they get a little like unfair criticism because like for me personally, I mainly like to create my own characters. Like that's like one of the main things I like to do in the games, and like go through the universe mode. And the fact that they don't really change certain game modes like universe mode, and they just leave it the way it is. Those are the type of things where I'm like, okay, like, do you even care about like what you're putting out, like make people like want to play the game again? Like if you added certain things to, for example, to universe mode, like if you like incorporated a little story aspect of your universe mode, or like if you like, you know, play as like a certain wrestler, like you go through like a certain story in the universe mode, and like you have these little things like that, or like have or create a story inside of universe mode, where like you can like create your own show and then create your own storylines with that and stuff like that. So it's like if you just do certain little things to different game modes to make the game more playable, I feel as though like that would have been, you know, a lot better. Because I think if the island, I don't think was needed. I don't think, like, because I haven't touched the island at all. Like I didn't have any incentive to play the island. I don't think my faction would need it either. Because like if I wanted to play, you know, my team, I'd play NBA 2K. Like I think that's what they're trying to do, but it doesn't really work with a wrestling community, like with a wrestling game like that. So I just think that if they, you know, refine different game modes and like put more time and effort in different game modes, except just adding a bigger roster, I think the games would be a lot better.
I don't know if I have much here to add, guys. I think my first favorite game was Royal Rumble from NES in 1993. But
That's one I want to try. That's one I want to try.
Wait, you said from the Nintendo Entertainment System?
it might have been Sega Genesis, actually. Chill.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's
but I'm not a gamer. Like but I do. But I will say Raw SmackDown 2006 did help me transition back into being a full-time wrestling fan 100%, because I did fall out of it from like 04 out of high school, but into into having my kids, and like around that time 06, and then come on, I've been back ever since, right? So 06 did absolutely get me back, and then like I still got an NE64, and I got WrestleMania 2000, I got Raw is War, I got NWO versus WCW, and every so often, once twice a year, I'll whip it out and play it. But I stopped buying 2K games, I think around 2020, when I went in my kid's room, and that one wasn't even open in Christmas when I went to go see what they wanted for video games for 2021. So I'm like, I ain't gonna get this again when they didn't even open it, right? So I think we bought all the 2K games in the 2010s. But after that, I don't know, we've just kind of, it hasn't been a part of our household.
Fair.
20 was such a bomb. That's probably why they didn't open.
I think it's still in the wrapper, bro.
The good thing they didn't open it, bro.
Still in the wrapper.
Yeah.
I had the unfortunate circumstance of actually buying the deluxe edition for 2K20. So
That was the man, right? Where Becky was on the cover, right?
Yeah.
Becky
and
and Roman.
Roman.
I did that.
All right, so because 2K19 was really good though, so of course you're going into 20. You're thinking that 20 is going to be good, but they scammed us. So we're gonna go around and do something different here. We're just gonna ask each other random questions. I want to see everybody's hot takes or personal takes and stuff like this, so we can see, so the chat can be a little bit more familiar with our wrestling knowledge and be a little bit more familiar with our takes on anything. So you can ask anything. We'll go around. I'll start first. You can ask any question. It could be a random or different variety of things, and we'll all give a different answer. But question I want to ask you guys: who is a WWE legend that you feel gets highly disrespected, that doesn't get the respect that person deserves? For some reason, there's this unnecessary backlash or just unnecessary hate for just no reason whatsoever. The answer I'm going to give is Batista. I don't know where this Batista hate came from about him being overrated and him not being a legend or whatever the case is.
Overrated.
I don't know.
When I've never heard this. When was this?
I don't know.
Like,
social media is a crazy place, so you see a lot of things on social media. So I don't know where this comes from. I'm not exactly sure where overrated and Batista happened in the same sentence, but they should never be in the same sentence. Batista was one of the biggest stars of his time frame, who gave us some of the best stories, had some of the best matches. You guys need to go back and look at Batista Taker, look at Batista Triple H, Batista Cena. Go back and look at some of the stuff that he was doing in that, short peak that he had in the Ruthless Aggression era heading into the 2010s. I don't know where this unnecessary Batista, just gaslighting came from, where he's like one of the most overrated superstars of all time, but it's complete cap. I'm tired of the Batista disrespect. You need to go back and do history, because some of y'all didn't see the prime because you didn't see it. You weren't there for it. If you saw Batista like from 2014 up, maybe that's a little bit different. We're talking about prime Animal David Batista. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't witnessing what I saw.
Big goal Batista. That was the greatest like run he ever did. Like he's probably the best to probably ever hold that big gold belt. Like he had amazing matches with Triple H. He had amazing matches with the Undertaker, right? Like he was great. Like he was like his character was amazing. Like his presentation was amazing. Like he was actually pretty good as a powerhouse inside of the ring. So it was like I don't know how somebody like Malik said, like if you saw like that weird bearded Batista, then okay, I guess we'll have a discussion there. But it's like, dude, if you saw like prime animal Batista, I say like if you saw like that Batista, okay, cool. But like you saw like prime animal Batista, but like the white turtleneck and everything, like I don't know Batista you watching. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, he carried SmackDown. He carried SmackDown for sure. Now Batista's fairly rated, I think.
Mo, what you got, man? Who's somebody you want to put up there?
Yeah. By the way, am I lagging? Because my shit's.
No, you're good.
Nah,
You good?
You all right? Yeah.
I mean, you're good for us. I don't know. Chat is Mo lagging.
Yo, my shit is lagging crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna leave and come back because this shit is going crazy. Hold on.
So Mo was gonna say the great Khali.
Because like y'all are lagging on my end. That's why.
Chat is Mo lagging. Chat. Let us know in the chat if he's lagging.
No,
Let me try it on.
He seems fine to us, but
yeah, you're good to me.
Let me see this.
Okay, but like I said, Mo was gonna say the great Khali. So I don't know why Mo would say that. So you heard that?
You know what I watched? Actually, Greg Khali, Taker, Last Man Standing. Low-key ain't bad. All right, anyways.
All right, so just decide. Give your answer. Give your answer.
I did a TikTok video on this too. One person that I been hearing getting like disrespected, like saying that he's just not in like all-time conversations is Randy Orton, right? Like Randy Orton is my second favorite men's wrestler of all time, right? Because my favorite is John Cena and then goes Randy Orton, right? And so I've been hearing Randy Orton get disrespected. I don't know why. Like people say he's not top 10 all time. Like I can see if you say he's not top 5 all time, cool. But like to say he's like top 10 all time, that's a bit crazy. To say he's overrated, that's crazy. Mo's crazy too, right? Like you know what I mean. But like the dude, his longevity is amazing, right? Like his character work is amazing, heel work is amazing. Like he's had amazing runs. He's multiple time champion. Some of his championship runs are amazing. Like you know what I mean, like. He could probably work with pretty much anybody. Like I don't know how anybody could say that Randy Orton is overrated, or like he's just bad, or he does not in these all-time conversations. I think Randy Orton is his top 10 all time. I got him maybe like I don't know, maybe like in WWE maybe like 7, I guess maybe like 7 or 6. But
That's
like
7.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, 6, 7. But I love it because like I work with kids and like I do it all the time. Like
yeah, I got nephews.
They cringe.
So let me ask you this to run through. You said Randy Orton's top 10 all time. Some people might disagree depending on because there were certain years where Randy definitely felt like he was just kind of there on the roster, opposed to being utilized better than other people.
That's my.
And Randy, I would say, is one of the best heels WWE's ever had, but he was never really like the guy. You know what I mean? Like there are other people who have had bigger peaks, I would say, than Randy. But you can say that for a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people you can put in that conversation. So I'm gonna name some people, and you just tell me if you would place Randy Orton above them in WWE all time. Now we're just talking in WWE, we're not talking in wrestling. So,
okay.
Would you put Randy Orton over John Cena?
No.
Would you put Randy Orton over Stone Cold?
No.
Nah.
Would you put him over The Rock?
No.
I can see the argument, but no.
Due to longevity.
Nah, but it's
higher.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't put it based off of like he was neck and neck with Austin and the others there. So I can't. Yeah. So he's not
okay.
We'll put over Rock.
Would you put him over Triple H?
Same tier.
No.
Triple H is Randy Orton might have.
Is this for
I
decide?
go lie.
My bad.
I could see that. I low key probably could have Randy over Triple H all time.
I could see both sides, but I think they're similar.
So you would say yes, you put him over Triple H.
Triple H has tweaks though. Triple H.
We could. I'm saying like we could have a conversation about it, but I'd probably put Randy over Triple H.
It is a convo.
Okay. Would you put him over Chris Jericho?
That was
Yes.
my next one. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
You put him over Jericho? Okay. Would you put him over, let's say, Seth Rollins?
Yes, comfortably. Yes, actually.
Okay. Would you put him over Roman Reigns?
No. Roman has entered the conversation with those guys.
Roman Reigns is tough because like that first half of his career, bro. That's what always gets me about Roman Reigns, bro. So
Don't get
I
me
think you look at
started.
plenty of Orton too, though, that hasn't hit in, if you add it up, Orton has had misses of years too. It just wasn't pushed down our throat.
Yeah, I don't think.
but
he
it's like
pushed
with
out
Randy
bad.
Orton, but it's like with Randy Orton, he was always. I feel as though like looking at Randy Orton, he was always like there was Cena, like there was Cena, and like there was Orton. You know what I'm saying? Like that was always where like that thing lied. You know what I'm saying? So it's
It's just for Josiah the answer.
I
So.
say I say strictly for like the tribal chief. Like you can make the argument for Roman over Randy. Yeah, I
So-
put Roman over Randy. Yeah,
So you put Roman over Randy. Okay. What
Yeah.
about, let's say, Edge?
Same tier. I think Edge has some peaks though. Edge has a lot of more variety and depth, but Orton I think is a bigger star.
I put him over Edge. Yeah, I put him over Edge.
Same
Put him
tier.
over- Okay, you put him over Edge. So right in that range of like top 10ish. I could see the argument there. I'm just naming people to see who like he would put above and not above.
Like I think like my top 5, like objectively speaking, I think like that's just you would I'll have like Cena, I have like Cena, Stone Cold, Rock, Taker, and Shawn Michaels. I think like that's like my top 5 objectively speaking. So I mean, and anybody else up under that, I mean, we could kind of like have a conversation about. But I think Randy Orton is like he's in the 6 through 10 range. Like he's in the 6 through 10 range.
Fair. That's fair. Well, you might want to fix your light because you went dark now. Camera went a little
Is it
dark.
like, is it too dark or is it?
It's not too dark, but like the light went
dim.
out. So whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
I was trying to adjust the setting because it was too bright at first, and then I was like,
yeah, it was cool the way it was. So
oh, shit.
that's a good question. Ryan, who's your legend?
Well, you don't want me to answer this one. The guy that popped in my head is no one talks about Bruno, but I'm not going to go down Bruno Sammartino and be like,
Sound
You
like Jade, man.
get out
Bruno
of here.
Martino, hey, man, listen,
I'm not going to do that. But my legend that is underrated. And like honestly, like probably maybe Kurt Foley, like Kurt and Foley. I think those guys didn't burn the candle as long like as an Orton, didn't burn the candle as long as like a Jericho or a Edge, but I would have those two in the same tier, or if not above, like historically. I think Foley was extremely important and did a lot of stuff in a short time. And I think that a guy like Kurt, just the quality that he had from that 2000 to 2006 is just incredible in a lot of things. And he wasn't even never really presented as the guy either, in a way too. So I think historically Kurt and Foley are a bit underrated and underpushed. And yeah, Zbyszko in 1980 ain't bad either against Bruno James either. We can go down that road too if you want. But yeah, I definitely think that after dissecting a little bit, Foley is definitely a case to look at in Angle as well.
Mo, what about you? You gotta turn your light back on, bro.
Huh?
Turn your light back on a little brighter. It's just a little
Let me
like
see if I can.
it's like dimmed, not dark, but it's like dimmed.
Oof, I hate how bright this looks, but hey.
Yeah, that's bright. That's bright.
See if I can readjust this or something. Because oof,
You went from 0 to 100.
that's better.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's cool.
Cool. Shout out to these settings. I mean, the one I get fucking trolled for no reason, but I'm gonna say it again, Bret Hart. I've
Hart's
never. It wasn't until I joined this show and when I started seeing the most forced hatred I've ever seen in my life. Like I've never seen until I swear to God, until I joined this show, I've never seen Bret Hart outside of a top 10. And all of a sudden, I'm being told he's not top 20. I'm like, bro, what
He's not top 20. It's hilarious.
Who says that? Come on.
He's not
What are you
top 20.
doing?
It's hilarious, bro.
I'm like, what is he
Like,
doing? Like, I'm not gonna sit here.
Yeah,
I get people not
yeah,
liking
he's
Bret because he
top 20.
complains so much, but like
Yeah.
the lies that get put on that man's head, I'm just like, all right. Bro.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself like a big like I wouldn't call myself a big Bret Hart fan. 'Cause like I only seen like the match that everybody's seen the Bret Hart. Like I've seen the Hart and I've seen like the Bret Hart and Owen Hart match. I've seen Bret and Austin. right? You know, I've seen, you know, like those type of matches I've seen, but it's like I wouldn't call myself a Bret Hart like connoisseur to go back and like watch a lot of his matches because like I don't and haven't. So I mean, but from what I've seen from Bret Hart, he's not a bad wrestler at all. You know, so it's like
He's a great wrestler. He's a great
and I don't know why anybody would like, you know, say that he's just top, not top 20 is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, not top 20 is
Here's the
actually
thing:
insane.
I'm not even
He's
the biggest
7
Bret
to 10,
fan
I'll
either.
say.
I just get trolled for it.
Yeah, he's
But
7.
I've gotten the Bret fan tag, and he's not even in my top 10 favorites.
Josiah, what's the question you want to ask? Some it can be anything.
That's a good. Okay, so
And Brian and Wood, you could think of your question too before.
Yeah.
all right, okay, what's the who is somebody actually, you know, who is a women's superstar do you guys think is overrated?
Shawn McCool. Just off the rip off the Band-Aid, yeah.
Whoa, elaborate on that one.
Said it
that was quick.
Yeah, it just popped. Whatever popped in my head. That's
There's only one person that's coming to my mind, but I'm trying to think of somebody else just to see if I think a different answer.
I already got mine. It's Charlotte Flair. I think
that was
Charlotte
my
Flair.
answer too.
I think Charlotte's overrated. I'm not. This run that she's doing with Alexa Bliss, you're not gonna gaslight me in the cheer for Charlotte Flair. Like you guys only cheer for Charlotte because Alexis is with her. Like literally, that's the only reason why she's getting cheered because she's with Alexa Bliss. Like I don't think that Charlotte. I mean, I'm not gonna say that she's a bad wrestler at all.
She got a resume on her that's pretty good though.
She's a great wrestler, but like I ain't gonna lie, gang.
That's what I want to talk about. That resume. Ooh.
Like I'm not gonna lie, gang. She does not deserve half of the championship ring that she had. Like she does not deserve. Actually, not even half. She deserves a majority of the title rings. I ain't gonna lie to you.
She champion 4 times in 2016. That shit's crazy.
It's like, dude, it's like she's a lot of her title reigns. They were like 7 days. You know what I'm saying?
2 weeks.
5 minutes. 2 weeks.
Yeah, that
like,
was crazy. That was crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, and there was a point. There was a point. There was a point where she literally came back on the last SmackDown of the year just to win the championship.
People only gave it a pass because it was Ronda Rousey. Nobody likes Ronda Rousey. That was it,
bro. And then, dude, and then, what was the point of her winning the Rumble to fight Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship? What was the point of beating Rhea Ripley for the championship?
I will never understand that.
I was just.
You gotta give a different answer since he said Charlotte.
Ugh, that is just the answer for me. I think she's the most overrated ever. But
damn,
that is a little crazy. Ever
women's ever, yeah. Like I don't see the GOAT case like at all. But yeah, Nikki Bella. I don't know why she gets this legend status. I don't know why she's a Hall of Famer. I don't know why she's a Hall of Famer. I don't get it.
Well, she okay. To be fair,
would you rather have Mickey James? Oh, not Mickey James. McCool or Nikki?
she has the popularity movement behind her. That's why she's in that case. But you said Nikki. I'm sorry, you didn't say Jade Cargill.
Like cool.
Who overrates Jade?
A lot of people.
I was about to say something so out of pocket. Let me not
say
Ryan,
out of pocket.
What's the question? What's the question you want to ask her out there?
I ain't trying to get canceled.
All right. Why we? All right, I'll just do this. Why we got to disrespect the golden era, man? You know what? We don't look at WrestleMania. When did WrestleMania didn't start? WrestleMania 17.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. The golden era to me.
I don't hate the golden era.
The golden era to me. It's just like the Divas era. I ain't gonna cap to you, gang.
That bad?
I ain't gonna cap to you. But like going back and watching a lot of those golden era pay-per-views and shows, I'm like,
forefathers. Yeah, come on, man. I know, I get it.
Man, like
some of those
maybe now maybe it's because I'm of a different generation. Maybe I had to grow up with it, but it's like, dang, bro, like this is
maybe that's one of those eras you gotta grow up with. Like the attitude I can get into, ruthless aggression I can get into, but like
because there's some good things in the golden era though. Now there are some bad things I will say, but like the Mega Power storyline, that's one of the stories in WWE history. Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6, I think it's one of the greatest main events of all time. That's spectacular. Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth reunion at WrestleMania 7, like people were crying in the crowd. You know what I mean? Like there's some good things that happened in like the Undertaker's debut.
Tag team division, like the tag division's pretty good.
Yeah,
there's some good things that happened in that era. I think Bret Hart and
Perfect.
Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series '92. That was a really good match. You know, the ladder match came around during the later time. So there's some good things, but it's. I mean, you look at some of those characters. I mean, yeah.
It said the golden era used to have DQs and countouts at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
they
it
did.
was a different business
Yeah.
plan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna give it to you at WrestleMania. You got to come to the house shows and check it out. You know?
Yeah, they did used to have that. Imagine that today, like a DQ at a WrestleMania.
Especially in the main
Woo.
event. Oh
Woo.
man, people
Yeah.
have lost their minds, bro.
Yeah.
No, the main event is crazy.
He said, "LC the Bushwhacker versus Typhoon and Earthquake." It says, "I'm moved."
Listen, that's you want to pluck down mid card stuff and lower card stuff. By have at it, man. Have at
That
it.
match sucks. Holy
It
shit.
sucks.
There are some definitely things about that era that you point out, like especially with those gimmicks, man. Some of those gimmicks.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Red Rooster, bro. Red Rooster's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know if it was the golden. I think it was the golden era, but like, didn't they have freaking oh, dang, I forgot. A fake Santa Claus in there in that era, bro.
Santa Claus, bro.
Yeah,
but didn't they have like that, bro? Like it's like
That was
stuff like
Balls
that,
Mahoney,
bro.
man. That was Balls
Balls
Mahoney.
Mahoney, bro. Santa Claus, Santa's evil twin brother that stole presents.
Then I think they had what like the Repo Man, bro.
That was
Like,
Smash.
man,
Yeah, they had what like that. It's
Took
like
the
dude,
dumpster, yeah. The
Yo,
That was
gun.
new generation. Yeah.
the gobbledygooker, bro. It's like, dude, like, come on, man, come
Oh,
on,
the
man.
Gobbledygooker was crazy. Oh my God.
Come on, man.
If you go back and look at that debut, he came out of an egg, and then him and
Like that,
freaking
bro. That was
Mean
that
Gene
was
were in the
him
ring
and freaking
dancing.
Mean Gene in the ring just dancing.
Yo,
bro.
but BG the General is great. Come on.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Isn't
Mean
that isn't that Hector Guerrero in the costume?
Yes.
Gosh. Guerrero. Is
All right, I got my 5 minutes of golden talk out of you guys. I feel rewarded.
Yeah, you did your job, nigga. You
I
did
want to
your
stretch
job.
it out, bro.
Mo, what's your question?
It's Rumble season. I need to hear best and worst Rumble, in y'all's opinion.
The best 88, 89, 90. No, I'm just playing. All right.
All right, so
I'm fucking.
this is just for me. To me, the best Royal Rumble of all time is the men's 2020 Royal Rumble. I
That's a good
think
answer.
the story was incredible. You had Brock come in at number 1. He was dominating everybody. Everybody's all nervous and like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Great Madcap Monster.
The elimination when Drew McIntyre eliminated him was crazy with that pop. You had the Edge return, which was crazy. I think that Rumble was just beautifully told, beautifully well put together. I think that's the best Rumble of all time. The worst
2022.
2020.
2020.
Oh, okay, but I agree. I thought you said 2022. Did I mishear you guys?
The worst Rumble. The worst Rumble of all time is still 2015, bro. I don't know if that can be topped, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if
know-
2015 can ever be top, bro. Like,
You know, I be hearing 2015, but it's like
2015 was, bro.
the Rumble for I consider. I mean, like, yeah, 2015 is bad, but like the Rumble I consider the worst, right? That we don't really talk about a lot. Which Rumble was it where Triple H won the WWE Championship? Like,
2016.
yeah, so
Yeah, you
so
got AJ's
I don't think, but aside from AJ's like decade to debut,
I mean,
I don't think that Rumble-
I don't like how
that's
they
not
took
a bad
Roman out in
call,
the middle
actually.
of
That's
the
not-
night.
I would say
I don't
that
think that
Rumble-
Rumble was that great.
That
I don't
Rumble
think that-
isn't an all timer, but like, bro, 2015. It's just the way they structured it though. Like, you have Daniel Bryan coming back. You know, people are excited for him. You bring him in the match super early, just for him to get eliminated super early, and then at the end he gets eliminated. You have Shattered Dreams come on the background with Goldust coming out, so that's just like hella petty.
God.
And then you knew Roman was gonna win, and then it's the fact too.
Oh my God.
End,
The
and then at the end of it, you had Big Show and Kane in 2015 eliminate 3 fan favorites in a row. They eliminated Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and Bray Wyatt by dumping them out like they were garbage, just like throwing them over the top rope and just like dumping them out like they were garbage, bro. It was so bad. The Rock came out and the fans still didn't care. They didn't even care.
wasn't there a Rumble? Wasn't it like a 40-man Rumble where like I think Alberto Del Rio won?
11.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it that.
That was in
Another
Boston. I
shitty
didn't even know.
Rumble. Another shitty Rumble.
That's my answer though. The best Rumble
Why
was 2020, the worst 2015 for me. So y'all can go now.
I think the best Rumble, the best Rumble to me is still like I watched it so many times. The one where John Cena came back, I think it was 08. Yeah, that still was like the best Rumble to me. Like I still like I get like John Cena coming out at 30, right? I'll say we thought that he was out for like a long time. He came back early, out number 30. Like that stare down he had with Triple H, like then plus like the whole Rumble period was great. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that Rumble from start to finish was just cinema. It was fantastic.
That was the first one I watched real time.
What's the worst and what's your worst?
Yeah, I think it's a tie between the one that Triple H won, which was 2016, and then Alberto Del Rio one, bro. Like that still would be terrible. Like why Alberto Del Rio? Come on, man. Like he's never. I don't think. It might be a hot take. It shouldn't be a hot take, but like I don't think Alberto Del Rio was ever good. I don't think he was ever good enough to win the
He was just
WWE
mid
champion
carder in my eyes. I thought he was a good mid
or
carder.
the world championship.
Ryan, what's your answer?
Well, I can't say 92. Y'all will be dragging me, but 92 is awesome.
92 is a great Rumble.
That's Mount Rushmore lock to me.
Yeah, but the worst. Actually, you know what's good too is 07's a good one from the Ruthless Aggressors era. Like those final stretch between Taker and Sean.
That backpacks that match. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
That shit is boring until
That
it comes
back.
out.
Wait.
Better than 2010.
Back that.
Hell no.
Man,
Go back
2010.
and watch that Rumble. Until Shawn Michaels shows his face, that Rumble is.
Bro, don't listen to him, bro. Don't listen to him, bro. You don't know how.
ECW flavor. You got Sabu running out.
So you said the best
For
Rumble for you.
Sandman to run in and get thrown out, I hate that shit.
You said the best Rumble was 92, and then what's the worst?
The worst. Recently, probably 22 with Brock and all that booking fiasco. That was pretty bad. But honestly, like, what's the?
Don't even get the men's and women's 22 Rumble.
It might be the women's 22.
That's the worst Rumble pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The women's 20. Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Well, what's your answer?
Best for me is 2018 men's. I think
like
that, like that,
Ooh,
or
that's a good
2001.
answer. That's a good
That or
answer.
2001, but like the structure and the pacing of 2018 was just.
Now that was when that Rey
Bro.
Mysterio came back.
Rey
And,
Mysterio comes
yeah.
back. That final six.
Yeah.
That final six.
Yeah.
Where you have the old guard, the new guard, and man, and then the final four was great, and then the final two was great. It was perfect, man. If Nakamura would have won, I think it would have aged a lot. Like would have won at Mania, would have aged a lot better. But just that match itself, as you know, in a
That's so
vacuum.
rewatchable. It's a great rewatchable Rumble.
Yeah, worst, 2015. Just
So let me ask you
fuck
this.
off. I hate 2015.
So let me ask you this to go. Let me ask you this to go around. What's the most overrated Royal Rumble?
Y'all just heard my
Overrated?
answer. Yeah, I just heard my answer.
So say your answer again. What's your answer?
07. I think it's still top 10, but I think that Sean when Sean comes out, I think at 21 is when it picks up. After that, before that,
Overrated
was-
Rumble.
oof.
I don't know if I have one.
Overrated.
I don't know if I
I
have
honestly
one.
I love even the bad Rumbles. I love. They're rewatchable, right?
That is
Because
true.
like, because like I don't know,
95 is
I never
fun.
really gone back and like watched a lot of Royal Rumbles, but like, I always wanted to go to a Royal Rumble show. I think like that's like I think
Yeah,
that
great.
I think a
I've been to
Rumble
2, they're
show
fun.
is like
They're awesome.
it's like really fun and interactive. Like 'cause you don't know who's gonna come out next.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
went
mean, so it's
last
like
It's a great vibe. It's a great vibe.
I would always want to go to a Rumble show. That's the one pay per view I want to go to. So I don't know, man. I don't know what a Rumble I would say be overrated though.
All right. Fair. All right, to end it off here, we're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. So what we're gonna do here is this is just current roster related right now. So I got a bunch of women superstars right here. I'm going to name one women superstar, and you're gonna tell me if the superstars that I name are better than this individual. Right? Everybody's gonna go collectively to give a yes or no answer. So the superstar is Liv Morgan. I'm going to name a bunch of superstars after, and you're going to tell me if Liv Morgan is better than that superstar or that superstar is better than Liv Morgan. And you're factoring everything when it comes to promos, stories, matches. Everything factors into this, all right? So we'll go in order from Josiah to Ryan to Mo. So first superstar we have, is Rhea Ripley better than Liv Morgan, yes or no?
Is Rhea Ripley better than Liv Morgan? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nikki Bella.
You have to weigh history, but still, I guess no. I don't think.
Yeah, one at a time. We're going
Oh, my
on.
bad, bro,
Nah.
my bad, bro.
I don't think Nikki better than Liv Morgan.
The case would be weak, but I would say no instinctively. Gut reaction, no.
Fuck no.
Why you say it like that?
name me 2 good Nikki Bella matches.
She's a bigger star, but Liv's
I
star
can
is
name 2
not-
from 2025 alone from Liv.
Yeah, no,
Oh wait, 2 Nikki Bella matches. Oh, I got you. So look, peep game, right? When
Ronda
she
matches at
faced-
looking.
Don't give me Rumble matches. Don't do that. Shut your ass up.
when she faced no. When she
wait.
faced no wait, Becky was ass too. Damn, I'm about to say we faced Becky. Fuck.
Ronda ain't bad at Evolution.
Okay.
You can put your thumb
when
down
she
because that's it. I think.
when she faced Stephanie at what's that pay-per-views?
No, that was Brie.
That was
No,
crazy.
when she faced Stephanie McCur, I mean,
Oh,
So-
No, she had a good match with Ronda at Evolution. That was all right. It was all right.
the women's title match she had. I think
the
that
tag
was
match
Survivor
at
Series?
31 ain't bad either. But
that was
I'm not
obviously-
putting that on a
It was
mantle.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
Mo.
it was okay. It was
I'm
okay.
not putting that on a mantle to make a
All right,
case.
let's go. We'll continue. Alexa Bliss.
Ooh, that's good.
Alexa was better than Liv Morgan. Yes.
Are we
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
all time?
All time.
All time,
Alexa,
yes. Oh, yeah.
Alexa, at the end of the day, Liv has a chance to be better, but right now I think Alexa has accomplished more and is probably a little better.
What's all times the question?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then yeah, Alexa. Yeah.
Her promos.
Who's better overall?
I'll take Alexa. Yeah.
Okay. Jay Cargo.
Yo, chill.
I don't know why you said Jake. Well, shit, because
Where's my blanket?
AEW counts too, right?
Just talking better overall as a talent. Like who's better overall comparing the two?
Well, it's out the bud.
Hey, I mean, if we're taking AEW to account, bro, I mean, I don't think Liv Morgan was ever presented as like Jay Cargill was in AEW. So I mean, nah, I still got to get to Liv Morgan. Ain't gonna lie. I don't think Jay Cargill better than Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Nah, Liv is a much more completer wrestler right now, I think. But Jay does have the upside of a superstar presentation, but that's all she got. Liv got that as well. Liv does much better with less, so I go Liv all day. Fuck no! Come on, Mo.
You said yes. All right, bet.
Liv,
So Malik, what's next?
Live.
Wanna elaborate, Mo?
No.
Elaborate.
Oh, get the fuck up.
Elaborate.
That was iconic.
All right. We got a couple more next. What about Bianca?
Well, yeah, Bianca's clear as Liv Morgan all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, Bianca clears her all day.
Where's my belt? Belt to ass.
Michael Irvin,
Bianca,
that shit.
Bianca clears. Yeah.
Belts.
I can't find my belt.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah, making this clear as Liv Morgan all the time. Yeah.
Yo, but I'll answer for you, Becky.
It's out the mud. We got Rashad. We can't.
What did Michael
It's out
Irvin
the
do?
mud. It's out the-
Michael, you gotta get Gatorade, kid. Just start whipping that shit.
It's Planet.
So Becky Lynch unanimously, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's easy. Well,
That's the goat.
Charlotte Flair.
I don't know. Oh,
One at a time. Let Josiah go first.
my bad.
Damn. Yeah. Charlotte been Liv all time.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Bailey.
Yeah. Bailey, yeah.
Yeah, I think Bailey is over Liv. Yeah, but Bailey's over Liv. Belt. I'm on busting up my belt.
I mean, I don't know if it's belt. I don't know if it's
I do.
Belt to who though? What side? Bailey or Liv?
Bailey puts belt to ass.
But I'll make a crazy case. If they went with Liv Morgan, I think Liv Morgan current day has more intangibles right now to be a bigger star. If they were to give them a 2027 push than Bailey,
like maybe like
I will say
Bailey.
Bailey's
Because
impact is just night
but
and day.
Bailey was amazing. Like Bailey's been was amazing all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like when the Thunderdome era, that's probably some of her best work she ever done. Right. And it's like,
it was great.
you know, but then like once you get to like that SummerSlam comeback with, you know, Dakota Kai and the Damage Control. Once you get to that, I don't know, man. Hey, that's when it gets scary. The Michael Vick one, yeah, I did see that. I just saw that.
James, Michael Vick's crazy.
We got two more left. What about Io Sky?
Oh yeah, Io Sky, yeah.
Io had a great. She might be wrestler of the year from the women's side of things. 2025. You can make a case for that.
For sure. Yeah, Io.
Last one, Stephanie Vaquer.
Ooh.
It's still too early for Stephanie. I can't say that yet. It's still too early for Stephanie. So I gotta say no because Liv has done a more things on like a bigger scale. So I mean, it's too early for Stephanie yet. So I gotta go Liv.
Yeah, Liv only been in the game for, or Stephanie's only been in the game for a little bit, but her impact, I don't think Liv has had an impactful 6, 7, 8 months that Vaquer has had. Like, I don't think that any 7, 8 month stretch in Liv's career has matched to it, but I think it would if it called upon, so to speak. I think Liv's better days are in front of her. So it's kind of like this moment in time is a hard time to kind of grade some of these in a way. But I might go Liv out of longevity and respect. Can you imagine Liv with
I
a
just
devil's
think it's
pistol?
I think it's just a thing of Stephanie being, she just got here. So
Any chance that's the
Whatever.
Mania match, you think?
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Possibly.
Like if
I mean,
Rhea and Bianca are doing other things, perhaps.
Yeah, it depends on what their status is for Mania.
Well, okay, they could still be stuck in a tag team for all we know. So
Yeah,
I mean,
telling that story long term.
realistically, I mean, you think they'll do it? That's what you're thinking?
I think it might be a backup plan. I don't think it's a bad scenario either. I think both women could make it work. It's not going to main event, but I could see it being like an opener or like the Bailey EO spot from a few years ago. I'm kind of down for it, and I would love to see what Liv the character would bring out of Stephanie the character.
Okay. Last one. We're gonna go to the men's side now. So I'm gonna name one superstar. We're talking about just as a singles individual. We're talking comparing them for their stories, the matches, the promos, just them overall, as quality for quality, right? Band for band. So the male superstar I'm gonna name is Jey Uso. You're gonna tell me what superstars you think are better than Jey Uso that I name right here. So let's start. LA Knight.
Is LA Knight better than Jey Uso? No, I don't think LA Knight's better than Jey Uso.
Nah, because that's hard because you got to weigh the Usos run. You can back Jay up with that Uso run. I think Jay still LA's Knight's pushing 2025, perhaps. You know what I mean? So I think LA Knight could do more with that main event push, but I think Jay has the backing of the longevity.
I think the only thing before Moga, I think the only thing that LA Knight has to do so is the promo work. I mean, I think they're like two halves of the same coin, honestly. So, but go ahead.
I just want to clarify. This is just as singles competitors, correct? We're just
Yes.
comparing them as talents.
Oh,
right?
it's not the whole thing?
Singles guys,
I was
As
in there
talents?
anyway. Yeah.
As talents?
just as talent, as an individual talent.
Well, I prefer.
Give me LA Knight 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I changed my answer. I thought it was comparing like careers. Yeah,
No,
I'll go.
just as overall talent. As them as
I
overall
was thinking that too. So
LA Knight.
why?
I think he is better in the ring. I think he's better on the mic. Character-wise, storytelling-wise, I'd probably go Jay. But that's not a clear. Just I've never sat down to watch an LA Knight match and been like, that nigga underperformed.
He works hard.
When was that for Jey Uso?
WrestleMania.
He underperformed WrestleMania?
Nigga added a suplex to his moveset.
And a chokehold.
That he's never. Ooh! I almost got mad just thinking about that. Oh, next question.
Okay, that was interesting. Okay, let's go. What about Braun Breaker?
Oh, bro, wait, is Braun Breaker over Jey Uso?
As a talent, we're talking just as a talent. Is he a better talent than Jey Uso?
Yes, I would say yes.
Yeah, I'd buy stock in Braun Breaker and sell on Jay. So if we're looking at it that way, to add to the house show, there was a different energy when Braun Breaker came out. Like it was strategic. They announced They had Bronson Reed come out, and then they flashed the Braun Breaker Titantron, and the place was like there was like a audible like gasp. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night how he performs. Oh, they were barking all night. They were grown men barking.
Yeah.
One of them. Nah, Breaker. I take Breaker. Phenomenal athlete, pedigree. Promos are coming along. I think you have more sustainable upside at the top of the card with Braun Breaker than Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Braun.
All right, so just to be clear again, when y'all are answering these, just to factor in, we're just doing talent for talent when it comes to stories, promos, character work, and ring ability. Like just them as an individual talent, just so you're not confused anymore. Okay, so
Braun's also more believable as a main event superstar than Jey Uso is, me personally. So, I mean,
Yeah, look at him carry the.
Next one. What about The Miz?
What a comparison, honestly.
That is an interesting comparison.
yeah, I go Miz better than Uso. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
buy stock in Jay opposed to the Miz. They're very similar career in a way too, just from a resume standpoint, right? Resume, things that they've done, multi-time tag champs, great runs. But I just think that both of them are upper mid card guys that are gate kept at that level. And I right now, current day, I'd rather have Jey Uso be that gatekeeper than the Miz.
Yeah, Miz is also somebody that like just like Braun Breaker. I could believe Miz as like a top dude. I can actually believe Miz as like because like he carries himself like that. Like he's amazing on the mic, right? Like his character work is great. Him as a heel is phenomenal. Like he should never be a face. Like he's just a natural born heel.
Yeah.
So it's like I could see him as that. And plus, like in the ring, he's not bad at all. So it's
He's
like
not.
you know. So
I don't want to slander the Miz. I'm thinking current day buying stuff.
Right.
yeah.
Oh, what's your answer?
Miz.
Okay. What about Sheamus?
Damn. I gotta go Jay on that one. Ain't gonna lie.
I'd rather watch a Sheamus match just due to the physicality of it. If I know if I got to sit down and everything's on the line, give me 12-minute match, I'd take a Sheamus match all day.
Yeah.
Belt
What you got,
to
Mom?
ass. Sheamus.
Sheamus
Yeah.
got low-key charisma too.
I
And
I mean, like with Sheamus, yeah, he's a monster, a beast in the ring. Like you're gonna get a physical ass match, but I don't know, man. I've never been like you know hyped out, like hype that Sheamus is coming, or like hype that Sheamus is gonna do a promo, or like hype that Sheamus has like a you know what I'm saying a match. But like but if Sheamus has like has a match on the card, I'm like yeah, that's gonna be a great match regardless. So
Okay.
and to your point, Josiah, he didn't really start talking to me until a later end of his year. I used to feel the same about Sheamus, but I don't know. Just recently, he just started.
yeah,
Let's
working.
go. I'm gonna run through the rest of these couple ones. What about Carmelo Hayes?
oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes as a talent, yeah, I could yeah.
I'm biased. He grew up right like next door to me. His wrestling coach was my son's wrestling coach. So yeah, I'm pretty biased. I buy Mello all day. I think Mello has bigger upside. A little fresher too. Freshness within the Mello probably helps him here opposed to Jay, right? So that's crazy. 2 for 2 for Mello.
Mello.
Yeah, him.
What about Logan Paul?
Troll.
All right, now we're done. All right.
You could take
I'm asking talent for talent, bro. I'm asking you a question.
talent for talent.
The
Bro,
streak.
it's Jey Uso, bro. It's Jey Uso, bro. So that, like,
Before I answer, I'm going to present a unique question.
yeah, it's Jey Uso.
Before I answer, I'm going to present a unique question. However you think about the John Cena Logan Paul match, if you insert Jey Uso into that Logan Paul role in the John Cena match, will they deliver that type of quality that you got in that
No,
Clash in Paris match?
I think it benefits because Logan was such a hated heel.
Yeah.
Well, the answer is no, because we saw Logan fight both guys last year, and one match was solid, the other was not.
Yeah.
So,
But like if it would, I don't think we ever seen John Cena face Jey Uso, no.
In the tag
Definitely
match,
not.
that's it. And then what about if Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns? You insert Jey Uso in that Roman Reigns or that Logan Paul slot in that match, you're going to get the athleticism and the quality and the, you know what I mean? I think
but
it's different cases.
But like with that though, I mean, like, but with that though, like we seen Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, that's more like a storytelling type of match. You know what I'm saying? Like you're invested in like the story of that match more than like the in-ring aspect of it. Because like you know what made the match, I think it was that Clash of Champions. What made that match great is the story going into it. Like you know Jimmy throwing the towel in. You know Roman Reigns is punishing him. You know trying to choke him out, like saying you know hey like give up. You know I'm the tribal chief, all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think like that's you know I think like the storytelling aspect of it. So as far as like the in-ring aspect of it, I think that's where the distinction lies.
So in a box office, this is crazy, but this is my answer. In a box office presentation, but in a story depth, everyday character, Jay by a mile.
I can see that. Yeah.
So your answer was Jay.
Yes. One main event
Mo-
match though. I think Mo, you finally lagging, or are you thinking? No, he blinked. He's here.
Jay. Yeah, Jay.
Jay.
What about Dominic Mysterio?
That's a fun one.
I'll go Dom off of character work.
Yeah, but dude, that's Jay's strength though.
But yeah, you're right. But it's
Yeah.
like I think Dom does it way better though. Like I think like Dom is way better. I think Dom way better at being a heel than I think Jay is at like being a face.
Yeah,
But not by that much though.
see, I think that Dom has benefited from character work and a little bit smoke and mirrors. I think, and then what Jay, his downfalls have been when they roll the ball out and try to make it interesting. Like he somewhat comes like the Gunther match to Mo's point earlier. It was a miss. Roman Reigns SummerSlam 2023 was a miss. Dom hasn't been in those spots, so we don't know if Dom as a whole would have those warts that Jay have. Both are immensely charismatic and immensely good. This is a hard for me. I'd buy stock in Jay, I think. Oof. I don't know. I might be wrong, though. That's close. I think it's close. Jay, slightly.
Dominic.
Why, Mo?
I'd rather watch a Dominic match than character work.
You rather watch a Dominic match than him eating on the top of the work cage?
That
What if Dom rolled it back, though? Like...
when
We got,
he climbed that fucking cage, I turned the show off.
Live? Stop.
I turned the show off.
Come on.
I said, this is war game. Dusty Rhodes is rolling in his grave right now. What the fuck are you doing?
That War Games match was 3.5. It was
That's
great.
I turned off the TV. I said,
So we got, let's see, I got three more here I'm going to name. What about Trick Williams?
oof.
But
ain't no oof to it. Give me Trick Willie all day.
Neither.
I'm taking Trick off potential.
Potential, yeah, Trick. Yeah.
Interesting answers here. What about Solo?
Yo, chill. Yo, Solo go crazy. Solo go crazy heat last night.
I mean, damn. Because like Solo's not bad.
I thought he was gonna do something else with that belt.
I thought so too. Solo. Okay, Solo's not bad in the ring. He's also not bad character wise. Promos is kind of but Solo has to put on a captivating match though. To me personally, I don't know, man. Damn.
Other match was good.
That's tough. Can I say it? NA. Not applicable. Can I say that? That's tough, bro. I go off of. I would say Solo. I'll go Jay. Solo's
Best match ever was Gunther, and that was like a weird heel by heel dynamic. So maybe once Solo has that babyface run, we perhaps might get something out of him, right? Just from that presentation I saw in that Gunther match. But yeah, I'm going Jay, man. Solo's cooked.
Neither.
How could you not applicable?
Bro, Jay or Solo, bro.
How could you not applicable?
Okay, let's break them down by the categories. In ring, go to hell. Character work, Jay. Story, Jay. Okay, Jay.
Okay.
Man, how Jay got storytelling like just like off rip?
I mean, the bloodline. There was points where he was the better storyteller in that story. Like
That's fair.
I can't. I'm not gonna pretend like he's just not. I think he's a very good storyteller. To be fair.
And Solo brought in Tamatonga and stuff like that, bro. So
Yeah, he can go to hell for that shit.
Fudge. Okay, wow.
Leia. Last one I'll throw out there just to see what you guys have to say. What about Karrion Kross?
Karrion, where's he been?
Where has he been? Yes, give me Jey Uso or Karrion Kross, bro.
Yeah, it's Jay.
Jay.
So I've never like I've never been excited or like wanted to tune into a Karrion Kross match. I mean, well, on the main roster, shall I say? I mean, like he in NXT. I mean, he was that Fatal 5-Way was great. Like, you know what I mean? So, but like, yeah, no, I
Inside, she was deaf.
Cross killed him.
She was deaf. Boys out the mud.
Boys out the mud. We got Rashad again.
Yo.
Some of those answers was a little interesting. Some of those answers were a little interesting in there.
Which one you disagree with vehemently?
Let me see which ones.
Would you pick Logan?
Would I take who?
Would you have picked Logan? With the fire on your ass. All right.
I definitely would have picked LA Knight though. Yeah, that was crazy to me. LA Knight for sure clears.
Yeah.
I think in every aspect.
Hey, I still. Like,
Well, I didn't understand the subject at that point. I would go LA Knight.
I think
yeah,
LA
I would say
Knight,
LA
like
Knight.
LA Knight's.
I thought it was still
thing
women's where you had to
that's
pick a real.
different.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different between LA Knight and Uso, I think, is promo. I think LA Knight is better as a better promo, but like I think they're two halves of the same coin. Honestly,
I would say honestly, I would take. I'm taking everybody over Jay pretty much besides Logan. And Solo, I wouldn't take. I would take Jay over Solo. I would take Jay over Karrion.
You say Jay over Dominic?
No, I would take Dom.
That one's hard. I think I gotta see all the warts that we give Jay.
Maybe
might get those in Dom. I gotta see it.
Maybe Trick because his potential in the main roster. I gotta see what he does in the main roster first. I mean, main roster.
Yeah, but Trick has that Helium match 1-on-1 that you can at least stand up to something. You know.
I mean, yeah, but Jay got Roman too, though. Roman in the Hell in a Cell, Clash in the Paradise. That shit was
That
like
Hell in a Cell was so good.
real cinema stuff, bro.
No, I know.
So I would say it just depends on what he does on the main roster because Trick has potential. I think he's for sure better on the mic. Character wise, I would say Jay.
He's got the presence though. Trick got the presence, not that Jay don't.
I don't know. Character wise, I would take Jay with Trick Williams. I don't know. I don't know if I do that.
Bro,
I think Trick Williams, like as far as like his character goes, like I think Trick Williams does his character way better than Uso does. I think like just like the way he's presented, the way he talks on the mic, the way he has the charisma. I think he's better than that than Uso as far as character goes.
All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button for the podcast to be updated for the future episodes. We'll be back next week with a tier list ranking. We haven't done a tier list in a while, so next week we're going to be doing a tier list ranking of superstars. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And everybody individually is going to rank the superstars based off where they want to put them. So that's going to make it more interesting. Everybody's going to have different takes and different preferences. Josiah and Ryan, thank you for coming on last minute, taking the time out of your days to
no problem.
Be part of the pod. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. You know, it's a new year, so we always got to represent, bro. If you're not an Homo sapien, bro, you're not living life to the fullest. If you still haven't acknowledged as the GOAT, bro, you're not living life to the fullest, bro. So you got to get it.
That's real.
Nate isn't here to do the outro, but you know, it's all